me start by... We're going to finish up some character stuff that I told you not to do before we even get started with anything else. So, you should not have rolled your divination. I like to do that all together because it's a good opportunity to make sure that everybody knows how to roll dice in Roll20. So on one of these pages, I don't have it ready. I want to say it's in the mid-30s, but I don't remember. Here it is. It's page 34 of the core rulebook. There's table 118. And so these are like little tweaks that happen to your character randomly. You roll a 1d100, and to do that, you literally type /roll 1d100. And of course, it's going to actually make me do it because I put the slash there. But you type in /roll 1d100, and it will roll you a 1d100. And then you look it up on the table. It's that simple. And then you can actually just edit your character sheet to add, in my case, I'd add +1 toughness. So everybody can do that now. Roll a d100 and look up on the Imperial Divination. Sweet. Yeah. Kill the alien before it can speak its lies. That's good for a Psyker.
Let me copy that.
I got 2 wounds.
Nice. Those are a little bit like hit points, and we'll see how those work shortly.
So, agility goes from 38 to 40. Cool.
Cool. That actually bumps your bonus too, which is good.
Yeah.
All right. So that's the first thing. So now that everybody hopefully you can roll any sized die. So 1d some number will roll a n-sided die, whatever that number is. 2d some number will roll 2 of those die and show you the result. It shows you the sum. You can also roll, for instance,
like
1d100
plus 5.
4, and it will, if you roll this, it will actually do the math for you, which is handy. That's a really good roll. I wish I saved that for later. So that's the basics of using Roll20. That's pretty much as far as we're going to go. There might be macros later, but I'll make those, so not a big deal. So that's the Imperial Divination. The next thing we're going to do, actually we're going to do that at the end. So bonds and fortunes we're going to do at the end of the session when we're calculating XP. You're not going to have bonds or fortunes for the first session. So we can actually get started now.
Cool.
All right, so your characters. Let's actually just talk about your characters for a second. Have you guys introduce yourselves. You find yourself in a room with a large vaulted ceiling. There are massive columns which support buttresses that shadow over dozens of pew-like benches in the room. The benches are separated by a single wide aisle that terminates in a T at what would be an altar if this were a cathedral of the God Emperor's holy ecclesiarchy. But you know that it is the passenger lounge of the Scourge of Iocanthus 7, the Imperial Navy cruiser that is taking you to your current destination of Pratellis. You're in a room with your comrade acolytes, all employed by the same Inquisitor, Gabriel Theraxis, and you are Angelos Dephias, Cato Posteris, Gerwulf Rask, and Jayce, aka J. Kwellin. You're all sitting next to each other and preparing for entry into the warp. You hear over the vox emitters, "Prepare thyself for entry unto the warp." And as you start to feel this strange tingling sensation in your fingertips and ears, a guardswoman walks over to you and says, "Hey, where are y'all headed?"
We are heading for the Dark World Pratellis.
Wow, Pratellis, I wouldn't want to go there. I'm heading to Scintilla. That's the capital. I'm on shore leave.
Why do you not want to go to Pratellis?
Because it's a shithole. Are you kidding me? The guys there, they talk about. I've seen some people come through the rotations to Pratellis, and they come back telling me about like giant fucking bats that want to eat you. It just sucks. Why are you guys going there?
We pissed off one of the higher-up Inquisitors.
Wow, and he didn't shoot you?
Surprisingly, no.
We're still here, so that should be the answer to that question.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Warning. Warp in 5, 4, 3, 2. The candle-like lights around you flicker, and the ship rattles. There's a bluish-green glow that floods that you almost can't see anything. It gives way to a bright red glow, and then black. And you see out of your window the planet Pertellus. Some more pick screens show some various information, and the guardswoman says, "Welcome to Pertellus. Good luck," and walks off. You guys all head out to take a ship down to Pertellus, and you end up in the main settlement of Camp 4. Now, you know that your assignment, given to you by Thraxis, which I'm going to share with you now, it's in the... I don't know if that pops up for you when I do this.
I can see it.
Cool. So this is your assignment from Gabriel Thraxis. Your assignment is essentially to go meet with the commander of the settlement of Camp 4. It is the only settlement on Pertellus, as far as you know, and Camp 4 is like a recently rediscovered world. And this happens a lot in the Imperium. Basically, records are not very well kept. It's a very archaic system that they use to keep these records. And so it's not uncommon for planets to just sort of fall off the radar and people just forget about them. And so when that happens, a lot of times those worlds just die. The people on them don't get supplied, they don't have enough food, and they all die. And so Pertellus is probably one of those worlds. And the commander here, Stannis, was tasked with coming to Pertellus, figuring out what was happening here, figuring out whether it was suitable for resettlement or whether they should blow the whole place up. So your task is to go meet with him and talk to him. He'll talk to you about what you can do on Pertellus. So hopefully you should be able to see your tokens. I hope I set this up right. You might not have sight. That might be a problem. So let me see if I can...
Big black
yeah.
screen.
Currently,
let me do...
yeah, I don't think we have line of sight there, bro.
Hold on.
The
one
roar
second.
has stolen my vision.
How about... Butch, can you see now?
Yeah. There's a token. I kind of zoomed out to see it though.
All right. You might have to zoom out a bit as I set these up. I didn't set up your tokens correctly. I apologize.
Quite
So this is the little settlement.
I see my token.
And I see
Right,
mine.
so you should be able to move these guys around. This area is densely wooded. It's not like a jungle. It's almost like just a sort of foresty, sort of Canadian forest kind of area. You're fairly far north on the planet, and it's basically all land. There's no water. All the water is sort of subsurface. So you can head around. Now, you know that going basically straight north is going to head you towards some offices where Stannis is. So if you want to walk around, that's fine.
Sorry, quick question. I
Sure.
can only see my token, and that is black screen. I would imagine I can see other stuff.
You should be able to see other stuff. Why is that not working?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
all
I
I
can
got
just see my
too.
token.
All right, you know what I'm going to do? Here's what I'm going to do. Oops. How about now?
Oh,
Yeah,
that
that's
did
better.
some stuff.
There you go. So it should be doing like dynamic lighting if I set this up right, but it's very possible I didn't. So you should be able to walk around. Now, if you head straight north here, you're going to run into Stannis' offices. There's some Valkyries and ships around you. What do you guys want to do?
Well, we're here to figure out what's going on. Might as well just head to the offices and see if we can find Commander.
Well, is there anything from the ships we can take?
You have everything with you that you're going to take.
Okay. Then I see no purpose standing here.
Okay.
All right.
Do I move my guy?
Yeah, you should be able to drag him.
Sweet.
Yeah, mine's a little off center.
Oh, the line of sight changes too as we move.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Wait, who's this guy
Hey.
here?
So is this the office?
No.
It looks
Hey,
like a guard.
who goes there?
Members from the Inquisition.
Oh, okay. Well, the boss is up in his office. You can go see him.
Guardsman, if we might have a moment of your time, can you speak a little
Uh,
to this planet?
It sucks. I mean, what do you want me to tell you?
Useful information?
Um, Everything wants to kill you. Uh, don't get near the bats. The bats are the worst. And there's a lot of trees. I don't really know how to help you.
Okay, thank you for your time, Guardsman. You may
You're-
resume your duty.
No, thanks. And he sort of goes back and sits in a chair and like dozes off and
I give a somewhat glancing and sarcastic look as I leave.
he does not note it because he is asleep.
Nothing but the most stellar of guards on this post.
I concur.
He can sleep quite quickly, though. That's pretty impressive.
And quite scary. I feel very safe here. The superb security is obviously part of this wonderful, wonderful world.
We should. What's this building to the left?
There's a big sign that says barracks. It's where people mull around and they keep all their stuff.
I'm not really interested in looking in the barracks.
Well, you don't want to look in various footlockers? See if we can't steal socks?
Yeah, stealing stuff from guardsmen is not a good idea. There are going to be a lot of guardsmen in the barracks at any given point in time, and they all stay armed pretty much all the time. So you don't know Holocaust yet, Tim.
I know, it was sarcasm. It was sarcasm.
Just saying. So you're coming up on a big square. It's sort of like the center of this camp. It's where people muster. It's where they, come out. And there's a sign post that says straight ahead, Imperial Guard HQ.
What's this Eiffel Tower looking thing? Is that a radio tower?
It's like a radio tower. It's a Vox tower. So it's used for long-range communications with ships in orbit or on the planet, not for like planet-to-planet communications. They use astropaths for that.
Alright. Why don't we head inside here and see if we can't find the boss?
Yeah, so it's still further ahead.
It's further ahead.
I'm gonna look over here in the right.
Alright. As you just zoom up
So
the screen.
all right. So Cato, you're heading towards the Hab sector, which is sort of where civilians who might be on planet live, or officers' quarters is sort of over there. There's also, so sort of due south of you, there's a whole bunch of little rooms that are all sort of in like an apartment set up. There's another guardsman there that you can talk to if you'd like. You other guys, you see a big building right in front of you, and it says headquarters on it.
Well, I think that's the building we're looking for.
If it's not, we're going to talk to management.
Hello? Hello, sir.
Hello,
I'm home.
Hello, what can I do for you? Are you new recruits?
We were sent by our boss, Gabriel Theraxis, to this world.
Okay. Who's Gabriel Theraxis?
He is an inquisitor with the
Oh,
Inquisition.
Inquisition. You want to see the boss? He's to your left, up the stairs.
Thank you, guardsman.
You're welcome. And he goes and sits down behind his desk. And oh, you must be the Inquisitors.
Yes.
I'm
Aren't you
Stannis.
just observant?
Well, it's it pays to be observant in the militarum. So you were sent by Thraxis? Thraxis is his name?
Yes.
All right. So you're here to help me get a better assignment in this place, huh?
Fuck no.
Oh, okay. Well, he did send me this this Vox. He said you're pretty much here to do whatever I ask you to. So, it'd be good to probably do that stuff. So, I've got a few problems for you. There's there's a couple of really nasty like latrines that need cleaning. He told me basically I can tell you to do whatever I want. So, no, I'm just kidding. Obviously, you guys are quiet, really quiet people.
I would use the term stoic, sir.
Stoic. Okay, well, stoic is yeah, that's something you can be, I guess. So I have a few problems. Here on Bratellis, there's quite a few tech quests going on, and there are many ruins that we found, and I'm going to have you investigate some of those. Make sure there's nothing untoward going on. And as he's talking to you in this sort of smallish office that's clearly he doesn't want to be here. He's no personal effects or anything. You hear out in the main square this like sort of raucous racket starting, and there are a bunch of people who have sort of showed up in that main square, and one of them in the middle is calling Stannis' name very loudly. He's saying, "Stannis, get out here!" And Stannis looks at you and says, "Well, I guess I better go out there." So he starts heading towards the door.
You should go do that. Try not to get killed.
Why don't you come with me?
Fine.
I mean, you are supposed to be working for me after all, so.
Our employer is the Inquisition.
Yeah, and he assigned you to me, so I think that's how that works, right? So you all walk out towards that main square, and in the middle there are a bunch of guards, but their clothing looks tattered, and it doesn't have any of the insignia on it that normally would, and it doesn't have any of the sort of normal things you would see on someone from the guard. And in the middle is this one guy, and he's sort of big, not like massive big, but relatively big, and he says, "Stannis, you roach." And he walks up to him and he says, "We're here for our tribute. Charn sent us." And Stannis goes, "Well, I'm not giving you tribute. I'm not going to do that." "Well, if you won't give it to us, we'll just take it." And Stannis looks at him sort of horrified, and obviously he doesn't want to like look like a coward in front of these new people that he's just met. But he's talking and he's like, listen, just come back later. I'll give it to you. I'm not. Oh, I just got interrupted. Am I still here?
Yep.
Okay. It's like, I'll get you your stuff later. You just got to come back later when these guys aren't here. He goes, "Who are these guys? I don't care about these guys. I want my tribute. If you don't give it to me, we're gonna shoot some people. That's how this works." And Stannis calls for his troops to come around, but nobody shows up. And the guy says, "Listen, Stannis, I understand you're in a bad way here. You got some people you don't want to embarrass yourself in front of, but listen, you're an embarrassment. It's what you do." And he takes out a las pistol and holds it up to Stannis' face and says, "You're going to give me what I want, or my name's not Roth Quintus." And Stannis looks terrified and kind of glances at you. What do you guys do?
I whisper to my companions, "Who are these guardsmen?"
I'm gonna light a cigarette and stand up and say, "I got your tribute right here."
All right. What's your are you brandishing at him or?
No.
No, just standing up and low stick. All right, so he walks over to you. He looks at you and he goes, "The hell are you talking about, pissed ant?"
I don't know. The name Quintus Roth sounds very much like a pansy
It's
name.
Roth Quintus.
This Roth Quintus. That sounds so much like a pansy name.
Oh, and he walks right up to you and he sticks his last pistol right in your face.
Is that supposed to scare me?
I don't know, maybe this will. Roll for initiative. So he's going first. I don't have it.
It's a D100?
It's 1d100 plus... I'm sorry, it's 1d10 plus your agility modifier. All right, so you're going second, buddy.
Beautiful. Wait, is it plus or minus?
It's plus.
Okay.
Plus your agility modifier. Higher is better. I need to start the turn order thing.
Do we all roll for initiative?
Yep, everybody's going to roll for initiative.
Okay.
Awesome.
So what did you get?
4.
This guy. Then it's this guy.
Yeah, I'm not getting what the agility modifier is for. Where is
So it's
that
just
number?
10's digit of your agility. So you look it up on your character sheet.
It's modulus 10, that number.
Yep. And so this Roth Quintus guy holds his last pistol up to your face, Angelos, and he goes, "Let me show you." And he's about to pull the trigger, and as he's about to pull the trigger, he stops dead. And you're looking at him, and you're like, why isn't this guy pulling the trigger? He's clearly looking to pull the trigger. You can see his fingers are like twitching. And as he's standing there, his head just slides off and falls on the ground. And he's dead. Clearly. And his cronies are looking at this and thinking, what the fuck just happened? And you get to move first. So, what do you want to do? These 3 little guards here are not good.
So first thing I want to do is actually draw my sword for a half action.
Okay.
And then I'm going to walk up to this guy over here. My mouse is slightly off center. Lovely. And I'll use the other half action. I believe I'm allowed to move 3 squares for a half action. Is that it?
So if you take out your measuring thing, the little thing that looks like a comb or a ruler, you can see that it's actually, this is accurate. He's not 180 feet away. So yeah, 3 squares is fine.
Okay. So I will move 1, 2, 3 there with my sword drawn up to this guardsman here.
All right, so that's the end of your turn.
Indeed.
So now he's going to go, and he's going to draw his let me see what he has, actually. Fortunately, I wrote all this down. He's going to draw his stub automatic, and he's going to take a shot at Stannis. And let me pick up. Why is it not letting me click? Oh, because I have the wrong thing.
I'm going to be
He's
right
gonna
back. My thing's off center. I'm going to refresh my page real quick. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. I'm back. That should hopefully make things better.
And he rolls damage. He does 8 damage to Stannis.
How much health does Stannis have?
So the way health works, if you look, I don't know if you can click on his token, but he starts with 25 wounds. And every time you get hit, I'm sorry, I forgot to take out his armor too. His armor is a 5, so he actually only takes 3 wounds. So every time you get hit, you lose a wound. Once you're at 0 wounds, you don't actually die. You just start taking what they call critical damage. And then as you go further negative, critical damage is cumulative, you start to take critical damage effects, of which some are dying. And it depends on the type of weapon you have, what kind of critical damage you take. So now it's Jay Quellin's turn.
It's whose turn?
It's your turn.
Oh. So the guy to my left, how far away is he? Can I hit him with my pistol from here, or do I have to move closer?
Yes. You can hit everybody in here. This is probably 100 square feet, this whole area. It's 100 by 100.
Okay. So I get a quick draw so I can ready my weapon as a free action.
Okay.
I'm gonna ready my shotgun and shoot at the guy to the left.
All right. So what you do is you're going to roll 1d100 and compare it to your weapon skill.
Okay. What?
And so 1d100. You rolled a 32. Your weapon skill is 32. So I'm sorry. Your ballistic skill is what you need here. That's 34. So you hit. So since you hit, you roll 1d1, whatever thing you're using.
1d10 plus 4 damage.
1d10 plus 4. That's your shotgun that you're using?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. All right, so you do 5 damage to him.
Jesus fuck.
He only has 1 armor, so he actually takes 4 wounds. So the way that this works, when you do damage, it gets reduced by 3 things: your cover, your armor, and your toughness bonus. So that 5 damage, he doesn't have any armor. Actually, he has a toughness bonus. His toughness bonus is very low. He only has a toughness bonus of 1. So when he takes damage, if he were in cover, you get 1 or 2 AP or armor protection for your cover. You'll have whatever armor you're actually using will give you some amount of AP, and then you also subtract your toughness bonus. And if you can reduce it to 0 wounds and not take any damage, you sort of man up and take it. So now Stannis is going to go, and I didn't actually add you, so you're actually next, and I added you in the wrong place, Cato. Cato/Paul. So you're going here. Actually, looks like the troopers go next. So that trooper that you just shot is pretty pissed off, and he readies his sub-automatic as well, and shoots semi-auto at Stannis, which works slightly differently. So I'm going to do a roll 1d100 minus his weapon skill. And he completely fails. He just misses. He fumbles as he's taking out his little automatic weapon, and he actually jams for 1 round. So his gun is jammed as he's trying to fumble with it, and so he fails miserably, just miserably. Clearly very nervous seeing Roth die like that.
Is that the guardsman to the left?
That was
That was the guy that had his head fall off.
So the guy, the one that
that
just shot. I'm trying to ping, but it's not letting me ping, unfortunately. It was circle him. It's that guy.
Gotcha.
Exactly. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so the next guy up is actually a different type of enemy. He's a heavy enemy, and he's got.
You're talking about this guy?
Yes. So he actually doesn't have any ranged weapons. He has a chainsword, and it's sort of like a stubby, broken chainsword. But he runs up to Jayce. He's 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he runs up to Jayce, and that's all he does. It's all he can do. He does a full move this turn. So now it's Stannis' turn, and he looks pretty shocked, actually, and he has to make a fear test or be stunned. And I forgot to put in his willpower, so I'm just going to make one up, and here's how we're going to do it. Who can he be like? He's going to be like Butch, because I have your character sheet open. So he has to roll a willpower test, 1d100, less than 28. So he passes no problem, and he, as his action, takes out a las pistol of his own and shoots at the heavy that just ran up. And so he rolls. I have a character sheet for him. I don't know why it's not here. Minus 35. He's literally right next to him, and he just completely whiffs it. He takes out his las pistol, brandishes it, sort of holds it on the side, kind of gangster style, and pulls the trigger and misses. Just doesn't even come close. And that's his turn. So now it is Cato's turn. What do you want to do?
So it's going to take me a minute to walk through this. I don't even know what kind of equipment I have.
All right, so if you look at your character sheet, let's make sure you bought equipment.
So I didn't buy anything.
Okay, so we need to do that. I didn't double check that, and I should have. Let's do that really quick. So you should have some starting equipment.
Yeah, I was just going to go with whatever I had to start with.
All right, so your starting equipment, let me flip this up. It is German career path. Adept.
Let's see.
Last one. Tech Priest. Okay. So the Tech Priest gets, let's just figure out what your weapon is and I'll figure out this other stuff with you. You get a metal staff and a las pistol and a las carbine. And the definitions for those I happen to have handy on some of these other guys here. So that's not the right one. This guy is what I want. So the las pistol, what you can do in your character sheet, you can go to where it says gear and press plus add. I'm sorry, to range weapons and plus add. And when you do that, you can add a las pistol to that list, as well as a las carbine. And the las pistol does 1d10 plus 2. I believe the las carbine does the same, actually. Let me look it up really quick. Yeah, so there is on page 131 a list of ranged weapons. It's also on 130, I believe. And that lists all the weapons and all the data that you might need for them.
Yes.
The last pistol does... The most important thing right now is the damage, which is 1d10 plus 2. So you can choose to shoot with your last pistol or your last carbine, or hit him with your staff.
Okay.
All right.
So I assume, since everyone else had ready their weapons, I have to do that.
Yeah, so you have to draw your weapon. That's a half action. Each round of combat, you get one full action that can be broken into half actions. You also get sort of an arbitrary number, but reasonable number of free actions, like talking to people. Certain talents will make things into free actions for you.
And what was the damage in the last carbine?
They're both 1d10 plus 2. The difference is that the last carbine can shoot semi-auto, which I'll explain later.
Okay, so I'm gonna ready my last carbine.
All right. So you draw your last carbine, and you can shoot this round as well if you want.
And that would be a half action?
Yep. So those shooting is a half action. Readying your weapon's a half action. Aiming can be a half action or a full action. If it's a half action, it gets you a plus 10 to your next test, or a plus 20 if it's a full action for the next time you shoot.
Okay, I am gonna shoot at the guardsman in front of Angelos.
All right.
So this guy right here.
Yeah. So with your little mouse thing, you should be able to just like click and hold.
Yeah, if you left click and hold
Yeah.
it, it should ping.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Now we're all gonna ping randomly. It's gonna be awesome. All right. So what you do, looking at your character sheet, which I have handy on one of these screens. I'm gonna close one of these actually. You roll against your ballistic skill, and so your ballistic skill is 37. So you always roll 1d100. And what you're
So does it
doing
need
is
to be lower than your ballistic?
Yes. So your ballistic is the percentage of time that you will succeed, and so you roll 1d100 and see if it's lower than your ballistic skill.
Okay.
So you hit very well. Low numbers are great. You got what they would call degrees of success, and the way it works is for every 10 under your ballistic skill, you get a degree of success. When shooting and testing ballistic skill, degrees of success in this case mean nothing. But for other things, degrees of success are really important. So you hit. Now you can roll your damage. You do roll 1d10 plus 2, which is the damage of a las carbine. And you do 8 damage. He has a toughness bonus of 1, so he takes 7 damage, which is pretty good. All right, so now it is back to Angelos' turn. What do you want to do?
I'm going to take a half action against the wounded guardsman here
Sorry, I should take.
by swinging my sword and attempting to finish him.
All right, so you're going to swing your sword. So you ready your sword and you attack him. That's testing against your
weapon skill.
weapon skill. So weapon skill is for melee weapons. Ballistic skill is for shooting weapons and grenades.
Indeed. So 1d100.
Mm-hmm.
Given a second.
38.
And I unfortunately missed because I have 30.
Yep. So that's it for you. So the next turn comes around. That's this trooper.
So wait, that was a half action though.
Okay.
So could I?
No, so you had to draw your sword.
I already drew it last round though.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
I
Okay,
drew
so
it
you have
and then
another. You have another action.
So I'm gonna swing again and attempt to hit him.
Okay. I'm sorry. No, you can't.
I'm not allowed
you can
to do
only
it?
you can't do the same action twice.
Okay. So let's bring up the combat action sheet here. What else could I do? I'm going to do a feint,
Okay.
which is an opposed weapon skill test. If I win, my
Okay.
next attack can't be dodged or parried. So,
All right. So I roll 1d100. So if you do 1d100 minus your, or I'm sorry, not minus, less than your skill, it'll actually tell you how well you passed. Well, so you failed, but he failed worse. So neither of you get any bonuses.
Okay.
The feint works in the opposite direction if he won the test. So if he wanted to attack you with a melee weapon, he would get a bonus against you basically. Okay, so he's gonna go. He's not feeling very good right now. So he's gonna back up 3 spaces, and then he still has his last pistol out. So he's gonna take a shot at Angelos, and that is gonna be roll 1d100, and he misses, and that's the end of his turn. It's back around to Jake Kwellin.
So I can take a half action to aim, and then the other half action to shoot.
Yep, you get a +10 to your ballistic skill.
Okay.
For that.
I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna aim at the guy right next to what's his name?
Stannis.
Stannis. So
Yeah,
the
so
heavy.
you also get a +30 because you're at point blank range. Are you using your shotgun?
Yes.
There is an additional rule for that called scatter, which why don't you roll the test at +40 for aiming and being at point blank with a shotgun.
So my ballistic skill is gonna be 74 right now.
Yes.
Awesome. D100. Okay.
All right, so 74, that means you get 2 degrees of success. Hold on one second, I need to find this rule. Scatter. The standard ammunition of these weapons spreads out when fired, hitting more of the target. If fired at a foe in point-blank range, each 2 degrees of success, this scores another hit. Multiple hits is on 190. At longer ranges, doesn't help at all. So, multiple hits, the way that this works... I believe you have to roll another... No, you don't. You actually just hit twice. So what you're going to do is roll twice your damage. So you roll it 2 times.
So 2d10 plus...
plus twice, whatever that is.
So
Yeah.
1d... Well, is it 1d10 plus 4 and then double it, or...
It's 1d10 and then roll another 1d10. So it's 2d10 plus 8.
Okay. Wait, 1d10 plus 8?
2d10.
D10.
Or...
You're essentially making two shots that count independently. So it's 1d10 plus 4 and
gotcha.
another 1d10
Alright.
plus 4. So you do 11 damage
And
and 6 damage.
for
He
17.
has, hold on, he has a toughness of 4, so it's much tougher. So the first shot does 11 minus 4.
7.
Wait, it's 11 minus 4 plus 6 minus 4 is 2, so 7, that's 9 damage total. So he's down to 1 HP from that, which is pretty good. Okay, so that's your turn over. Next one is this trooper. This trooper just watched this guy take a shotgun blast to the face, which, when that happened, actually, where did you hit?
We
so
just
the way
lost
you
Paul.
Where did you roll? 57, so it's 75, which is
Hang on,
the
sorry.
left leg. So you basically took your shotgun, shoved it on this guy's left leg, and pulled the trigger.
Joe, hang on a second. We lost Paul.
Okay. So while that's happening, the way you figure out where you hit is you take your number and reverse it, and then there's a chart.
Where your armor's at?
Yeah, where your armor's at. It shows you this chart of where people hit. Is Paul gone?
He's pinging me over G-Talk right now. He's gonna try to refresh real quick.
Which roll decided where I hit him at?
So that's
the
the
D100.
The D100. Yeah. So there's two phases to every attack. You have the did I hit it all phase and where did I hit him, and the damage part. And shotguns are notorious for being somewhat lethal, in that situation.
Now, here's a question. The clip size of my shotgun was 2 shots, so I've emptied both of those. I'm assuming I have to reload to use it again, right?
So to simplify things, we're just using a rule of 3. You get 3 shots, then you have to reload for however long your thing takes to reload, whether it's half action or full action. And that just makes it so that we're not going to track ammo, we're not going to track any of that stuff. It's just 3 shots and then you're good. So even though it's a double barrel shotgun, it's whatever.
So as much as this may be frustrating, perhaps it would be prudent. Oh wait, no.
Okay, I think I'm back. Sorry about that.
Okay. Well, I mean, did you lose sound or did you lose the?
I just lost your sound.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I don't see anything. Wait, oh, never mind.
It may be prudent at some point before the end of the night to get Skype info for everyone and have that as a backup, perhaps.
Yeah. Okay. So let me go back to where we were, which was shooting this guy's leg up. So basically, you take your shotgun and shove it into this guy's left leg and pull the trigger, and just the skin just sort of melts off around his leg. You're not really sure how he's still standing, but he is. And so this other guy, this trooper here, which did not ping, there we go. The trooper right here sees this and goes, shit. So he takes his half action to clear the jam out of his gun, and he decides he's going to shoot at Jay Kwellin, because clearly this is a guy that needs to be shot. He's going to shoot semi-auto. Let me make sure I can do that. Yeah, he's going to shoot semi-auto. So his weapon skill is 35. I'm glad I made these easy numbers to remember. And he hits. He gets 1 degree. He needs 2 degrees of success, so he doesn't actually hit twice. And so he does 1d10 plus 5 damage, which is 14 damage. That's really good. So what do you have for armor, Butch?
6.
You have 6. No, you have 3 armor. Where did he hit? He hit.
3 armor plus 3 toughness, right? Is my.
Yes. So you reduce 6 of that. He hits you in the left leg, which is 3 armor there, and then your 3 toughness. Yeah, 3 toughness. So he does. You take 3 wounds. So
okay.
You take 3. So it's But no, you're right. It's 14. Was thinking off of 9. So yeah, you take 8 wounds. That's a lot. So he basically takes
I have 3 left.
He takes his wow. So he takes his automatic gun at you and just peppers your leg, and he hits once, and it hits like the artery, and so you're sort of spurting blood a little bit, but you're not. You're like you kind of like hold it, and you're okay. You just nicked it. So that's the end of his turn. This heavy is freaking right the fuck out because you just blew off his leg. He sort of like limbers away, but he doesn't really get very far. And so he's going. He's trying to get out of dodge. All right, so that's his turn. Stannis sees this guy running away, and he decides he's going to aim and shoot at him. And he's going to aim as a half action and then shoot. So he rolls 1d100, so then 45, and he again completely misses. Just it was close. Like he sort of like maybe zinged past his ear, but he just didn't hit him at all. So. Cato, it's your turn.
So, am I allowed to converse with the party?
Absolutely.
Action. So, I'm not sure who to aim at. I could aim at the guardsman Angelos is attacking, or I could aim at the other one to the left.
I would aim for one of the wounded ones in an attempt to finish them off and make it less so of a problem. I would probably aim for this guy right here because he's probably close to dead.
But he's running away.
Is there going to be a problem aiming through the 2 of us, though?
No. So the only time that's a problem is when someone's in melee combat, and nobody's in melee combat. So it's clear that these guys are traitors. They are heretics. Your job is to kill them. You should show no mercy. And you would know that as acolytes.
Okay, I'm gonna take. Can I do a half action as an aim and a half action as a shoot?
Yep.
Okay.
So you get a +10 to your ballistic skill when you do that.
Okay, and I'm gonna shoot at. Hopefully, I can ping one of these guys. That one.
All right.
So that would be. Let's see if I can do this.
Now, are you shooting with your last carbine?
Yes, the one
So
I have drawn.
there's an option for you to shoot semi-auto. And so there are 3 different firing modes. You can shoot single shot, you can shoot semi-auto, and you can shoot full auto. A single shot will, at best, do 1 hit of damage. Semi-auto, you'll do up to the number based on the number of degrees of success. For every 2 degrees of success, you get an extra hit. Full auto is the same thing, but for every degree of success, you get an extra hit. So did you want to shoot single shot or semi-auto?
I'll go semi.
All right.
So that's roll 1d100.
Yep.
1d100, and you're comparing to your ballistic skill plus 10.
Okay, so my ballistic skill is 37, so plus 10 would be 47.
Yep, so you hit, but only once.
Okay.
So you rattle off a couple shots, and 1 hits and 1 misses. You're hitting him in the... I need to open up the character sheet, so don't forget this. You're hitting him in the... It's 44 that you did? Yeah,
Yes.
you're hitting him right in the body, just dead right in the chest. So you're going to roll 1d10 plus 2 for your damage. And so you hit him, but it's sort of like, it skirts past, it kind of like ducks and just nicks a rib. And so he only takes 2 damage, so he's at 4 wounds. All right, that's your turn done. All right, Angelos, you're up.
Because I missed so badly this guy, I am going to take a half action, run up to him, and once again swing my sword in an attempt to hit him.
All right.
And
you
miss
just
horribly.
whiff. It's just a whiff. You take your sword and ring it down, and you can hear it ringing and like whistling through the air. And this guy goes over here and keeps running. So it's his turn, and he's going to keep running this way to try to get out of the camp. And now it's Jayce Kwellin is up.
I'm going to aim, and how'd you ping?
You
You
hit and
just
hold
hold
the-
your mouse.
Yep, hit and hold the left mouse button.
It's not doing anything unless you guys can see it.
New.
I can't. So do you want to hit the heavy, or do you want to hit?
I want to hit the guy on the left.
Okay.
So you're gonna hit
I'm
the-
going to use a...
You are
half
3
action.
meters away. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I'm going to use a half action to aim and the other half action to shoot.
All right. You are 3 meters away, so you can give yourself the point blank bonus as well.
So that's an extra 10.
Yeah, it's extra 30 for point blank.
Oh,
So
all
it's
right,
plus
good.
10
So
for
that's
your
40.
aim, and yeah, plus 40.
So 74.
Mm-hmm. All right. You did 4 degrees of success, which means you hit 3 times.
Oh, God.
So
Awesome.
3d10
And-
plus 12.
Yeah. All right. So
You need 2 more d10s.
yeah, you need to add another 2d10
Oh.
to that. So okay. Clearly, this guy is dead. He is super dead. Oh, you got to oh my god, no, it's even better than that. So that 10, whenever you roll a 10 on your damage die, you invoke what's called Righteous Fury. What it means is the God Emperor has shined upon you with his holy light, allowing you to make a free second attack. So you can basically shoot again with the same bonuses, so you can roll 1d100 minus 74, or less than 74, and make a whole nother attack. I'm sorry, and you actually miss.
fuck.
And is your shotgun reliable?
Yes.
All right, so roll 1d10. So 95 plus, you have a chance of jamming. And if it's reliable, you roll a 1d10. And if it's 9, you jam. If It's not 9, so you don't jam. However, you didn't make the second attack. However, what you did do is do 23 damage to a guy with only 4 wounds left, leaving him at 19 critical damage. What type of damage is your shotgun? Is it impact?
Yes.
This is my favorite part right now. There's a reason that I set these guys up with such weak armor, and it is solely so that I can do this. I need to open up a PDF. 1 second. So, where did you hit in the first one? The first one you did a 30. So you hit him in the head. Hold on. Oh, everything about this is wonderful. I could not have asked for a better. Oh, it is impact, right? Yep. I get to read this, and I've been looking forward to this for literally 9 months. Impact critical effects: leg, body. Where's head? Leg, probably at the top. So you hold your shotgun and you basically shove it in this guy's mouth. You like run at him and you shove it in his mouth. And I'm looking for head, but it's not on this list. Why is it not on this list? Oh god. That critical effects head. You shove it in his mouth, and the target's head bursts like an overripe fruit and sprays blood, bone, and brains in all directions. Anyone within 4 meters of the target must take an agility test or suffer a -10 penalty to their weapon and ballistic skills on their next turn as gore gets in the eyes of their or on their visors. Furthermore, the attack was so powerful that it passes through the target and may hit another target nearby. If the hit was from a melee weapon, the attacker may immediately make another attack with the same weapon against any other target they can reach without moving. If the hit was from a ranged weapon, they must immediately make another attack against any target standing directly behind the original target and still within range of the weapon. I'm going to go ahead. No, it's not. I can't do it. If you were like on the other side of them, so it was like this, that would have been awesome. But you're like this, and there's no dice.
There's nobody behind me.
I can't.
My shotgun's out of ammo anyway. I got to reload.
Well, so you get that action's free. You just get that.
Oh.
So he dies in. You actually have to take a agility test. So roll 1d100, less than your agility. So one other thing, you can actually click. Oh, you failed. So you can actually click on your test. So I'm going to do this with Angelos' thing, and I'm just going to roll. If you click on any of your attributes, it'll actually roll a test for you. The only thing that doesn't do is tell you when you get a 10 or a 9 or something. Sometimes you'll have to roll the 1 to 100. Okay, so you get -10 to your weapon skill and ballistic skill next turn. In the meantime, this guy, it's actually this heavy, also has to take that same test, and he is probably going to fail. And he actually succeeds. He's okay. Stannis needs to take that test, and he succeeds. Cato, you're okay, and Angelos, you're okay. So that guy, which is this guy, he's dead. He's dead at the door now. I'm gonna put a little.
His head's a bloody mist. That's awesome.
What head?
What
head do you speak of?
He's so far beyond dead. It's not even. That guy, and I put a little symbol on his shield. I should actually leave the other guy there too, because he's technically still there. He's just also very dead. I'm going to do that right now. So this guy's been here the whole time. He's just very dead. I didn't set up his token, right? So, all right. So it is. This guy is out of the running now. So the heavy is up. He's still running away, but he's still limping. So he gets there. That's it for him. Then it's Stannis' turn. And Stannis roll. He's just going to aim and shoot with his last carbine. And he does fine. And he hits him for 1. I'm sorry, last pistol. 1d10 plus 2. He hits him. Oh my god. All right, so he goes ahead and he's still aiming. So he rolls 1d100. Less than 45, and he hits again for. So this 10, as you can see, if he got another 10, he get take another attack, which can be pretty gnarly. So he does a total of 40 something damage. It's huge, and he's hitting him in the head with the first shot and in the right leg. with the second shot, and so he basically pelts this guy in the head for 12 damage. Second shot, he hits, but the guy's already dead, and he hits him with it's an energy weapon in the head. I love that we're hitting him in the head. That's amazing.
And was this the heavy he hit?
Yeah, this is heavy.
Okay.
Energy critical effects, head. So he hits them, and superheated by the attack, target's brain explodes, tearing apart his skull and sending flaming chunks of meat flying at those nearby. The target is no more. The entire target's body catches fire and runs off headless 10 meters in a random direction. Use the scatter diagram on page 196. If anything flammable passes, including characters, must take an agility test or catch fire. So he's going to run, roll 2d10. He's going to roll 9 meters, that's 3 squares, so one. I need to actually roll this. So I'm going to use a different system, which is much easier to remember. He rolls to 2 o'clock, which is roughly this way, and he runs about that far, and then he falls flat and burning. Which I'm going to put a big red thing on him for burning. So he's still on fire technically, but this is pretty much over. So Cato, you're up.
I am gonna do a half-action aim and do a semi-auto shot at the last guy.
All right.
I think that's 1d100.
Yep. And you get plus 10 to your skill, so your skill is 37.
So that's
plus
a
10,
hit.
which is 46. So that's a hit. So you can roll. You only hit once.
So roll 1d10.
Plus
1d10
2.
plus 2.
Okay.
You hit for 9 damage, so he's down at -6 now. I'm sorry, -5. And oops, why did I do that? Oh, that's neat. I didn't know I could do that. If you actually type in the amount that you drop in the roll 20 thing, you can type in -3 to do the math for you. So I was doing the math in my head, but I don't need to do that. Now, where did you hit him? You hit with a 45, that's 54, which is the body, and you do an energy critical effect to the body. He's at -5. So this is what I mean by energy critical effects in my PDF just hung, of course. If any of you have it open, feel free to mention.
For your PDF for combat actions?
No, the critical effects table. I have a special thing called which has them all listed, but it's fine. I have it back open now. So energy critical effects to the body for 5. The fury of the attack forces the target to the ground, helplessly covering his face and keening and agony. The target is knocked to the ground, must make an agility test or catch fire. So he rolls 100. And I think he might have failed. That's going to be bad for him. So this trooper has an agility of 30. Yeah, he failed. So he's on fire. And I'll get to that in a moment. And the target takes 1d5 levels of fatigue and must take the stand action to regain his feet. So he's on fire, which I believe just means he takes 1d10 damage. Let me go to page 196 here. Combat. Damage and healing. On fire. Yeah, I think he's just going to take 1d10 damage. Yes, so he just takes 1d10. Roll 1d10, which is 5 dead. This guy is dead. His head, he just burns up in a corpse. He's like, that part in Star Wars where Luke goes back to his house and all his parents are burned out and dead? That's what this guy is. He's that guy. He's the dead corpse on the ground. Yes. So these guys are all dead, and huffing, Stannis goes, I could have taken him myself. And that's the end of combat. So that's basically how combat works. And so Stannis looks at you after this and he goes, all right. Clearly, I couldn't have taken these guys myself. Listen, I have a problem. There's a group of guardsmen who think I suck, and they've rebelled, and they're up somewhere to the north of here. They're in an old outpost that we found. They're holed up there. I need you to go kill these guys. Just get rid of them. I don't want them here anymore. They're making my life hell. They come in here and taking all my stuff. My guys won't do what I'm telling them to. I got the commissars on them, but they just can't kill them all because they're running out of guys. So I need you to go root out these mutinous assholes and help me out. So do you guys accept, or do you want to tell them fuck off?
I have a question, Stannis. Where are
Sure,
the
go ahead.
guardsmen that are under your command, and why did they not help us?
Well, so I mean, Portelis is a dangerous world, and they have a lot of things they have to do, and they're busy with other duties, and I can't send them out. And on top of that, the morale's pretty low here, so it's hard to get them to do anything.
Why did
So
the
I need you-
guardsmen at the door not help us?
Because they're far away. I mean, they're a few hundred meters away. They might have heard it, but this is out of character. These battles, that whole battle probably took about 30 seconds. So these guys would have to run the 200 meters or whatever to get to you. They're not going to be able to make it in time, basically. So they
Okay.
might have been running, but they weren't going to be able to make it. Yeah, so each round of combat, I think, is supposed to take like 5 seconds of real time, and that's a full round. Everybody takes an action, so... So I'm gonna actually clean up some of these bodies. So a servitor comes by and cleans up the bodies and dumps them in a pit somewhere.
Wait,
I want
so-
to loot their corpses before that, though.
Yeah, I wanted some
You-
sweet looting.
You can loot their corpses. We'll deal with that in a second.
Yay.
I didn't write down what they had on their corpses, so we're gonna have to kind of make that part up on the fly. All right, so he looks at you and goes, "Listen, I really need you to do this, and I really don't want to have to call Thraxis to make you do this. So will you please just do this?"
How far away are they again?
Maybe a couple 100 miles to the north. But I have something that can help you with that.
What is this thing?
All right, follow me. And so he sort of walks off ahead. And let me see if I can remember where I put this. He walks off totally in the right direction first time. He didn't
You're not
forget.
on your own base, Stannis?
Do I need to hobble off since I'm bleeding out of my leg right now?
No, you're totally fine. Until you're in critical wounds, you're no problem at all. You're a big Billy badass in this universe. So I need to fix the scale of this.
So drink booze and drive on, basically?
Pretty much, and so you'll be able to get some medical attention before you leave. There's some complicated things as to how to heal wounds, but for this first session, we're just gonna ignore them. You can be at full health before you go after these guys.
Oh, the
Alright,
motor
so-
pool.
Yeah, so you're in the motor pool. This is the Adeptus Mechanicus HQ, and Stannis goes, "Listen, Portelis sucks. All the forest, it grows back so fast that we can't clear it. That's why we're surrounded in forest here. But fortunately, these engine steers I got here, they love this problem because it means they get to break out this bad boy. And I don't. Can you see this big yellow thing?
Yes.
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 Okay. He goes,
Time to
I call
give this bitch a full Brazilian.
I call this the lumberjack. 2 plasma cutters mounted on the front cut a 50-meter wide swath centered on the lumberjack and rip down any tree, brush, vegetation. It's dirt underneath. Now, after about 3 seconds or so, there's going to be stuff back there. It's pretty virulent. But you'll be able to drive no problem. I can probably do about 50 kilometers a day. No problem. Plenty of gas, no issue. You just need to let it cool down at the end of the day. So it should only take you maybe a day or two to get to where these guys are camped. This particular model is in the shop for a reason. It's got a couple of broken weapons on it, but I'm sure you got a tech priest here. I'm sure you could fix it, no problem. So it's got a storm bolter on top. Twin linked does its work. And you got a rocket launcher, and there's plenty of ammo stocked in the sucker. Carries 8 people, 8 more on top if you don't want to use the weapons. So you can carry plenty of people around in this thing if you need to. Until you get those weapons fixed, you can just shoot out of the side or whatever. So this
none
is
of the
yours
weapons
to. Right now, none of the weapons work. That's true. And the engine seers behind you go. The machine spirits are quite rebellious at the moment. We must apply more of the sacred unguents. Because I'm sure you can get it fixed up. There's some parts that you're going to need to, requisition or find some archaic tech, but it's yours if you want it, and if you're going to do the job.
Does it come with floor mats?
It does come with floor mats. Very nice floor mats that have the Imperial quill on them.
All right.
I'm
Man.
down.
Can I get this in pink camo?
If you want to paint it, and the mech and the tech priest don't kill you for a tech heresy, you can have it in whatever color you want.
I'm getting a
This
feeling from the machine spirit that color would not be conducive to its
Fine. Let's
health.
spray paint Pussy Wagon on the side. That will do.
That Slaneshi heresy will not be acceptable. I'm sorry. And like the two tech priests look at you and go, "What are you talking about?" And they're clearly siding with Cato on this one. That's just not going to be okay. Stannis starts to walk out and towards his office, and he says, "All right, so I guess you're going to do the job. Lumberjack's yours. Keys are in the glove. Take care of those trader guards for me." And
Do you have a map?
you don't need a map. You have a map already.
Okay.
But it was prudent of you to ask. All right, if you have any other questions for me, shoot now.
Do we
Keep the
actually
shooting to a
have?
minimum.
Do we have his information to get him via comm beads?
No, you don't. So you can ask him for that if you want.
Can we get your Vox communication signal?
Oh,
so
yeah, sure. And he transmits you some frequencies that, so you can call him. You should have him in your... So basically, anybody you can talk to, anybody you can talk to when I do this correctly, because I'm clearly not. Show to players. Show to players. So you should be able to see on the journal, in characters, NPCs, guard, you'll see Imperial Commander Stannis Dampium.
Currently, it looks like you may have that hidden to at least me for NPCs. I only see PCs.
I don't see PCs as well.
Okay, well, so you can talk to him, and make a note that you can talk to him somewhere, and I'll make sure that this is working. You should be able to see him now. You might have to close and reopen the folder, the characters folder.
Nah, I might need a refresh of the browser.
That's fine. I can remember.
Yeah.
All right. So I also put the lumberjack in there. It might be that when you rejoin, it'll show up. I wish it would show up now, but so you can talk to him whenever you need to. You also happen to have Gabriel Thrax's comm number, although he's not in range. You'd have to go to Astropath to talk to him. So yes, Stannis, if you need anything else, you just ask. There's some other stuff I could have you do, but I definitely need you to take care of those trader guard as soon as possible.
Fair enough. You want to drive there?
Do any of you actually have the drive skill?
I actually
I
get
took
the
it.
drive skill as well.
You did?
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Okay.
That's a good
Track
thing.
ground vehicle?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so Stannis wanders off towards his office. You'll find him around town. Now, before you go, the way that healing works is whenever you're resting for a day, there's various levels of care that you can undergo. And if you're resting in a sort of normal situation, nobody's caring for you or anything, you heal your toughness bonus per day. If you're resting in good care, you get twice your toughness bonus, and if you're resting in very good care, you just heal up per day.
Cool.
And a day is roughly 8 hours. 8 hours of that's what it means. You have to rest for 8 hours. That's what I'm trying to say. If you don't rest for enough time per day, you take fatigue damage. And fatigue, basically, if fatigue ever outstrips your toughness bonus, you pass out. So it's worth keeping an eye on. So you guys right now, you can wander around camp if you want, look around a little bit. I can tell you where things are as you look around. There are the quartermaster is to the far north. You guys don't really have any influence with the quartermaster, though, so getting from him is going to be pretty tough. There's also, this is obviously the Adeptus Mechanicus HQ, that might be of some interest to Cato. There's a Arbitrator outpost, where there's some jail cells and so on. There's also an Inquisition HQ with some more jail cells. I just got pinged by someone.
And I think we just lost Paul again. Yep.
Yeah. All right. So why don't we do this? We've been going for about an hour and a half. Core is on his way home now. Why don't we exchange some let's use Mumble. I think Mumble is probably the easiest way to do this. Does Paul have Mumble, Tim?
It takes like 5 minutes to set up if he doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've set it up before myself. I would just need the server info.
Yep, I'll get you the server info. Let me get you the server
We can use
info.
oranges.
Yeah, we'll just use that.
It keeps happening.
Stupid hybrid
All
desktop.
right. Okay. Paul, since this is obviously having some troubles for us all, do you happen to have Mumble?
I do, but it's not just the voice communication. It's like I lose the updates as well. Like I'm moving. So I think it's
Yeah, I think this because we're doing the voice as well as the regular updates. So it might be worth trying this. So
Yeah.
I'm going to put something in chat. This is a link to a picture. And I didn't put it in the right way. There you go. That should be a link now, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
So that's Mumble information for a server that we can use.
So do you want to just turn like voice broadcasting off, or can you disable that for us?
Yeah, you can just you go into your settings and turn off voice broadcasting. Everybody's going to need to do that.
Man, I thought I had Mumble.
I think I actually have that set up already, luckily.
I think I just have that.
Mumble is basically the same thing. It's wicked easy to set up.
Connected.
Okay.
Butch moved to AFK by the server.
Okay, just one more sec.
All right, I'm leaving my voice
while we do
on.
this.
Yeah, that's fine. Everybody can take a break while we set up Mumble and stuff. 5 minutes or so. Let me get some more water. I'm going to leave my Roll20 voice on in case you have trouble, Paul. It seems to be stable for the moment, at least. And then once you get Mumble set up, we can turn it all off.
Okay. I can do the same. I'm going to turn off briefly, though, to see if someone else can hear me in there. This part working? Oh, wait. I never turned this off. Wait. Can you hear me here in Mumble?
I can. I'm talking through Roll20, but I can hear you in Mumble.
Fantastic.
Say that again.
I'm going to have to pick a different key here. Apparently, my mouse will also switch pages with this button.
Oh shit, that's a good point.
Yeah, push to talk. So I'm actually going to turn off my push to talk in Mumble, which is almost anathema.
We can give it. Wonder. Nah, it won't work.
Maybe you can explain something. So for talents and traits, I remember looking at basic weapon training, and there were like 2 different types. And I wasn't sure what
there's.
between the 2 were.
I think there are. Yeah, I think there's just 2. There's Las and SP. Las is for las weapons. SP is for solid projectile weapons. I think there's also bolt.
Okay.
I don't know if you know what a bolt weapon is, but it basically shoots a little mini rocket.
Yeah,
and they're pretty devastating little suckers. So, let me I'm committing tech heresy in Mumble and turning myself onto continuous transmission.
Oh, I can hear it. You are
just
echoing
shit
in
across
both.
here.
I want to close a million different
man.
things.
Oh, actually, I can't do that right now because.
Okay, I gotta turn off my mic here in Roll20. The echo's annoying.
Yeah, I turned it off at the moment, but I just want to make sure it was working.
It was.
Paul, how you doing with Mumble?
I have to restart a bunch of stuff. Hold on.
That's fine.
I'm assuming Core has the Mumble info already.
Yeah, he's already all set.
Fantastic.
Okay, so I'm gonna make my basic weapon training last then, because that makes more sense.
Oh, that's right. We got to do that. So if you look on page, it is like 30 something, pretty early. Page 24. I'm sorry, it's further down than that, but It's actually page 28. Yeah, 27. There's a list under Tech Priest of all of your starting skills, starting talents, starting traits, and starting gear. And you can add all that to your character sheet at your leisure. The important stuff is really the weapons and armor, if you have any. I think you might.
I believe
I'm
he
not
does. I have that page pulled up actually for him. He has an AK vest, a glow lamp, data slate, Mechanicus robes, investments.
So AK vest is actually a flak vest. There's a problem with this PDF where it removes the FL ligature. So it's a flak vest that's 3 armor to just your body.
I don't know if you happen to have the manual open there, Paul, but it's actually on page 27. I'm seeing
All right.
this.
I need to set this up first.
Hold on.
Okay.
Yep.
Label GLN now. Wait, should I use the jfredett username or my own username?
You want to use your own username.
Yeah.
Okay.
jfredett is my username. I think it'll reject you if you
Yeah.
try to use my username. I'm awesome.
Oops. I think I messed this up.
So once you have the information and it connects, it'll probably ask you for a certificate, accept it, and then you should see a bunch of channels, one D&D nerds, and you'll see 3 people in there. Just double click on that channel and you should join.
Mm-hmm.
It is pretty much almost identical to Vent.
I wish that the dynamic lighting thing was like not quite as harsh.
Okay.
See Pughole Eyes.
I'm gonna disable my comm over here.
Same.
Alrighty. Oh, I'm also going to do that because you're in.
All right.
Can you hear me now?
I hear you perfectly
Yep.
fine.
I can hear you now. Can you hear me? Yep.
I think
I'm
it's
doing a lot of talking, so I'm gonna just leave myself on.
It looks like
Okay.
you DC'd there for a sec, Paul. There
Oh,
we
are you still
go.
there?
He's still no. It was in the game. He DC'd.
Yeah, you have to. It'll refresh your page when you turn off the WebRTC. So in the future, we're not going to use this map for everything we do in this town because it's just going to be a pain in the ass. But I wanted to, because we were going to have a little battle here. So that's
Fair
why you got to see the map.
Fair enough.
So what map is gone?
The map is still here for the moment, but you don't need to update your tokens. You don't need to actually wander around if you don't want. I mean, I guess you can wander around if you want to know where like, things are. Though I can just drag your token there so you can see them.
I was
in fact,
gonna
actually, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to turn off dynamic lighting for this. So you can actually just look at the whole map. So you should be able to see the whole map now.
I do. Cool.
Yeah, I
All
can
right.
see it.
Yeah, so you can just wander around the whole map. Other things, we will use the map feature, and so it's nice to be able to see that and see how you drag things around. I need to make better tokens for your characters. They did not work the way I intended. It was supposed to already have like your wounds sort of in place on the little bar and everything. So were these guys actually, but they're not working either.
All right. I'm gonna probably do the other bad thing.
Okay.
No push to talk because it was
As long
annoying.
as long as you're not using speakers
Nah.
like you are. That's
I-
coming through your speakers because I can hear myself.
That's really weird because I have my headphones on.
Are they up to like 11?
Oh, let me check. I can turn down the recording volume on this. Let's turn down this by about 10%. That better?
I can still hear myself.
Okay, I'll just switch it back to push to talk then, or voice activity or something.
Yeah. Actually, voice activity is probably because it might turn off mid thing. Anyway.
How about this?
Okay, so
This any
is everybody
better?
back? Do you want some more time? I guess
This
we
is
need a
not
little more
working.
time to square up your character, Paul.
What's wrong with the character?
Your
Do you
gear?
have all your gear?
No.
Why don't you do that? I'm gonna go get myself another beer.
What's the starting gear?
So your starting gear is where it says gear, there on your character sheet, right underneath your ranged weapons, and your metal staff should actually be a melee weapon. So I'm just gonna move that over for you. And we're gonna go ahead and modify kill. So under gear, you can add a line for instance, I will add your glow lamp. That is a thing you have. You should see that on your character sheet now.
Hold on.
Do you see under gear where it says glow lamp?
Yes.
So right under that, there's an add button,
Yeah, okay.
and then you can add all your gear that way.
And where in the guidebook is the starting gear?
It's on page 27 of the core rulebook.
I see a table for mechanical implants.
So you see starting traits as mechanical implants. That's a trait that you have, and you put that under your talented traits, which is right above your ranged weapons. And so those are just sort of the generic implants that every mechanicus gets. It is a talent, I think, or it has effects, but they're not like major effects or anything.
So, should I put this whole chart there? What goes there?
So where you see talents and traits, you click the add button and just type in mechanicus implants.
Oh, okay.
And then under your gear, you're going to put things like glow lamp, data slate, mechanicus robes and vestments, which is good quality clothing. 1d10 spare parts, so roll 1d10 and you get some spare parts. It's sort of generic stuff. You know, just little, like a timing thing or a wire or whatever. And you get 1 vial of sacred machine oil.
So, yeah, but where did you see that chart? Because I'm not finding that chart.
It's not a chart. It's on page 27 of the core rulebook, under Tech Priest.
Oh, okay. I see it now.
There's starting traits, mechanicus implants, and starting gears, the line right after that.
Does this include the charge packs? Or those part of weapons somehow?
Don't worry about the charge packs. Those are just ammo, and we're not really tracking ammo. You get 3 rounds before you have to reload, and then you get to reload 3 times for any one weapon in your possession.
If one weapon runs out, can I switch to the other one without reloading before it runs out? Okay.
Absolutely.
I would imagine that'd be
it's-
a half action or your free action though.
Yeah, you're gonna have to. It's a half action to ready the weapon, and then, oh well, for him it'll be free action because he has quick draw. But the basic idea is I don't want to track the fiddly bits of ammo, and so this is a little bit. It keeps the realism of having ammo that you have to track without making it so I have to like keep track of. Oh, you need to subtract 4.73 charge points from your charge pack. Just makes things easier.
You got a spare part, Paul.
A single one, really?
Yep, you rolled a 1.
Ah, that hurts my soul. So sad.
The dice have been brutal tonight.
I know. I
Well,
missed
so
fucking twice.
they're either really fucking bad, really fucking good. Like the thing, the Stannis did what, 29 damage to that one guy?
To the face.
To the face. That's the best part. Is it's to the face.
And then I miss with my sword twice. Horribly.
Everybody whiffs with melee. You're gonna whiff a lot when you start, and then once you kind of get the hang, get a few talents that give you bonuses to your ballistic, you'll start hitting pretty regularly.
Once I get Psi rating 2, I'll just be able to use things like my unnatural aim and precognition.
I'm
That should
surprised
help.
you didn't try to bust out
My Psi
a
rating
side
is
power, right?
it's way too low right now. I only have a
You
Psi
have a
rating
psi
of 1.
rating of 1, man. Don't you have some? What's your threshold? Did you mark your threshold?
My lowest threshold is a 6.
That's, you're rolling 1d10 plus your willpower bonus. That's
Oh
probably
wait,
make that.
yeah, that does include my willpower bonus. Fuck.
I was hoping that you would cast it and then get a Perils of the Warp and then get the 99 plus that sends you into the warp.
Next combat.
Yeah.
So, what goes in the armor section?
So the armor section, you're going to put flak vest on the body. So what I usually do is I put on the top line is the name, and on the bottom line is the amount of armor. So for the flak vest, I believe it's 3. So you're going to put flak vest on the top line of body. On the second line of body, you'll put 3, and everything else is 0 because you don't have any armor there. As you go, you'll be able to get different types of armor that cover different parts of your body. That gives you more or less resistance to damage in those areas.
So I only see one line.
So
Right,
under
So there's body.
Oh wait, no, I see that now.
yeah, just under type there.
And what
Normally
number
there's
is
a
that?
little picture behind it. For flak vest, I think it's 3.
Okay. I think I'm gonna go then.
All right, let me take a look.
Did you say you
sorry,
usually put
I
the name
didn't,
on top and the value on bottom?
It doesn't actually matter as long as it's obvious that there's a number there and a name there. I don't really care which way it goes. I think for the mooks, I did mostly number on top and type on bottom. Some of them I even recorded type. So as far as loot from those last guys, the guard took all their loot with them because it's all guard loot. But what they did give you is influence. So you all got plus 10 personal influence for that. And what I would like you to do is instead of recording Throne Guilt, which is another one of those fiddly things we have to haggle over, which is stupid, take whatever your Throne Guilt is from your character sheet, divide it by 10 and round down. That's your starting personal influence. All of you are going to get plus 10 to that for taking out those trader cards. And the way that the economy is going to work when you want to buy something, there's going to be some modifiers. You're going to roll 1d100 and try to roll less than your influence. And there'll be a group influence and a personal influence. Group influence right now is 10. Your personal influence will be anywhere from 0 to 20 something.
You said take your starting guild, divide by 10, and then
round down.
And then round down.
Round down, and then add 10 to that for the fight that we just did.
Gotcha.
And there's in the handouts section, there's XP and economy. It details exactly how it's going to work with all the little rules. It's the system from the 2nd edition, and I like it a lot better because it basically means we don't have to track individual Throne Guild. I'll just give you influence as you do stuff.
And where does that influence number go?
I just put it where it says Throne Guild. Just put your influence there.
Okay.
And we don't
And
need
that
to worry
number-
about a monthly income then?
No. You'll get some influence basically once every other session or so. You'll just get some free influence.
Yep.
I suspect you will not have much problem gathering influence, but the really, really good stuff, you're on a world with not a lot of people. It's a backwater. The people who are here are basically not the best. You're not talking about the cream of the Imperial Guard's crop. So getting stuff might be difficult. And so, for instance, if you wanted to get a chainsword, chainswords are not common. This is not a popular place. You might be rolling against a minus 50 modifier. So if you have 50, you're trying to roll against mine, you can get like a 1 to get that.
You're doing
over
that because
time-
Core wants a chainsword, aren't you?
Oh, yes. He's got to work for it, Tim. He's got to work for it.
Are we ready to resume?
I'm
I
good.
don't know, are we? So we got Paul and Tim. Butch, you ready?
Yep.
All right. So if you guys want to talk to anybody in the camp, this camp is called Camp 4, by the way. And if you want to talk to anybody before you head off, it's been a day or so. You've sort of settled in. You've been assigned some quarters in the Hab sector. You've all rested up. You're all at full wounds again, and you can talk to some folks, get some information before you head out, or you can just go.
I want to talk to the tech priest.
All right. Do any of you want to talk to other people while he talks to tech priests?
He
Because
just DC'd.
oh, that sucks. I want to talk to the tech priest. Machine spirit says no.
See Puddle Eyes.
There he is.
Mumble just disconnected me.
Yep, I saw that.
I'm not doing too good this evening.
Man, oh man.
Have you tried rebooting your router?
Have you tried turning it off and on again? So anyway, while he's about to talk to the tech priest, does anybody want to go talk to anybody else in town? Guards or Stannis or someone?
I lost all interest when they took my loot.
Ooh.
All right.
I want to take
okay,
the big yellow tree fucker out for a drive.
All right, so you can let me make sure that you have control of this, and you can just drive it around this map.
I'm gonna step away from him driving.
That's probably a good idea. Why is this not letting me control? Can you drag it? Try to drag it. You might already have control.
Drag what? Where's it at?
The
The big
lumberjack?
yellow truck. Just try to drag
Oh
it around.
god, that's a
See what
token. Yeah, no, I can't drag it.
happens. Okay. Oh, here we go. Ready, all players. Blink.
Oh,
there we go.
god, dude, that's a big son of a bitch.
Oh yeah, you can turn it too. So there's a little thing on top that you can grab and turn it if you want. You can go any which way you like. All right. So while you go around and Angelos looks on with terror, Cato, you're talking to the engine seers here. What do you want to ask them?
Do you have any spare parts for our ride?
We have a few typical spare parts, but the lumberjack will require special parts.
Where would we find these special parts?
We believe that the traitors have at least one. They are very rare arcade tech.
How did you come into possession of this vehicle?
It was given to us by the most holy Omnisci by way of the Iron Hands Legion.
And how long have you had it?
Several years. They've
And when
been
was
here
it
for a
last
few
used?
years. It was used by the Iron Hands.
Okay, thank you for your time.
No problem at all. So, if you want to, so that's all basic information. If you want to press for further information, you can, but you'll have to make a test. And if you look at the non-combat actions handout, that'll detail some of the things that you can ask. This would probably be an inquiry test if you want to ask who's in charge here or where should we go, that kind of thing. All right, so are you all done asking folks around town, or do you have any other questions?
I'm good. Let's
It's a
drive.
bitchin' ride. We're gonna get all the hot
All
jungle
right.
bitches.
All right, so what do you guys want to do? You want to head off to the trader guard and shoot him?
Yeah, I think we should head out to that and get it over and done with.
Are there any stops in the way of interesting things?
You will have to park at least once and camp. So maybe run into some interesting stuff when that happens.
I'm ready to go.
Hang on one second. Oh, shoot.
Yeah, I
I
gotta
did not
refresh my
prepare as
thing.
well as I had hoped. This will work. All right, and come on. All right, so you guys start to head off in the direction that Stannis gave you, which is more or less due north. It's about 100 kilometers away, so you have to travel for a while. As you're driving, you're poking the machine and trying to figure out, what needs to be done and what you can do to repair it. After a while, you arrive at a spot where you're going to park for the night and let the engines cool down and so on. I am drawing that map as we speak, so it's going to take just a moment. So you guys park, and you're in the lumberjack, and you should all see that page coming up now. I need to draw your tokens.
Can we sleep in the lumberjack?
You can, but you're not going to for the moment. You're kind of outside of lumberjack, and you will sleep in the lumberjack. That's assumed, but you're outside and you can poke around. But what happens is, oops. I need to check what happens. There are some random events that might occur occasionally. So what happens is you notice that on some of the trees around you, can any of you can you all roll an awareness check for me? That's going to be 1d100 less than your perception. So whatever your perception is, you want to roll under that. All right, so Paul, you failed. Tim, you might have succeeded.
I did succeed. I have a perception of 30.
Tim, what's your perception at?
30. Oh,
Are you there?
Sorry. I keep forgetting I now have to push to talk. My perception's at 30.
All right, so you notice that there's this weird slime that's sort of like coating the tree. It's obviously not part of the tree. But there's like this slimy, goopy stuff. What do you want to do about that?
I want to investigate.
What time is it?
All right, so how do you want to investigate?
I want
You can look at that.
I want to get a bit closer and try and observe anything more unusual about it.
All right, so you're looking at this tree very closely, and you are 100% confident it is some gross-looking green slime. If you want to do anything further than that, you might have to make a lore test, or other kind of test.
I don't think I have anything for lore anyway. Is that a basic skill?
It is not. I think they're all skills you have to take. You might get some of them as basics. Let me at any point, if you want to know what you can do, feel free to ask. That's free. You don't have to do any test. Can
I pick up a stick and poke it?
Absolutely. And when you poke this green slime, it sort of it like moves a little bit. And Angelos, can you give me another perception test, please?
Let's see here.
You notice absolutely nothing strange about the green slime, Angelos. But when you poke it, Jay, you actually notice like it almost like reacts. It almost like pushes back on the stick. If you want to take a sample, that's something you can do. You can bring that back with you. And analyze it further when you have the access to better facilities. Or you can leave it here. That's another option, obviously.
We should take a sample.
Yeah, let's take a sample of it.
All right, so which one of you is going to hold on to the sample?
Fuck that shit. That's you guys.
I'll take it.
All right, so Cato, add a line to your beard that says mysterious green goo. All right, and I'm happy to tell you that nothing else is going to happen while you're here, so you can choose to sleep for the night and proceed in the morning, unless you guys want to talk amongst yourselves about the green goo, which is totally okay.
Shouldn't we set up a watch or something?
That's probably a good idea.
I propose Angelos takes first watch.
Okay.
Fine, but you take second.
Fine.
Well, while those two are dicking around, I'm gonna drink half my booze and go pass out in the lumberjack.
Good plan. All right, so it looks like there's going to be 2 watches, and Jay's going to supervise. All right, so that's the end of the day, and you guys head off towards hideout. Let me get that set up really quick.
Angelos and I talk about how the other acolyte isn't quite as good as we are.
You can actually talk about that. You don't have to just tell me that you do that. Actually, do it.
I
Speak
don't have
freely.
any witty remark.
Well, you should think of one while I set up your tokens.
Did you see that guy's face just go off in that last fight? Dear God. Or Dear Emperor, sorry.
Dear God, Emperor,
Offer on,
indeed.
am I right?
What?
Just kidding.
No, seriously, I didn't hear you while Joe was
Yeah,
talking.
It wasn't a good joke.
That's okay. Bad jokes are good too.
Bad jokes are the best.
It's gonna take me 1 second because these stupid tokens don't associate the right
I'm gonna
thing.
hang my blue lamp outside and turn
Hang
it
your
on.
blue. Do me a favor. Roll 1d100 and tell me if it's less than 10.
It's a 1.
It's
So
a
one?
one.
Oh, you really shouldn't have hung blue light outside in a place with a lot of animals that might be interested in a blue light. Hang on 1 second. Okay, well, I guess I'm coming back to here.
It seemed like a
So-
good idea at the time.
So, Angelos, which one of you is on watch when this happens?
Well,
I
considering
guess we haven't technically started the watch yet.
I mean, if he
you
hung the
started
lamp,
the watch.
if he hung the lamp, then it would be him on watch at the time.
All right. So Cato, you're outside with your blue lamp, shining a light, and it's obviously quite dark. And let me make sure you have sight, because this thing sucks. And I think it's all players see, like, you have your lamp out. And Butch is asleep, so he doesn't see anything.
Presumably Angelos would be as well, if this is my watch.
Yep, so they're both. Oh, so that's actually a really good point. So they can see. And, your blue light has attracted some local wildlife in the form of a very curious beast that is not showing up on the map for some reason. Come on, buddy. There we go.
He has
So-
camouflage.
A couple of very curious beasts, and so in the woods you hear this low sort of growling, purring almost sound, and you're not really sure what it is, but it doesn't sound very friendly. What do you want to do?
Retreat to the vehicle and lock
All right,
the doors.
So you get in the vehicle and lock the door. All right. And let me do this. Wounds. Oops. Wounds. There we go. Okay, so did you leave the light outside?
Yes, in my haste, I left the light outside on.
All right, so there's this Pratellan panther, which is coming around the outside of this thing, and it is a huge animal. It is easily 6 feet tall, probably 10 and a half, 12 feet long. Very, very big animal. And it has these massive fangs and massive claws, and it is clearly unhappy that you have put out a big blue light. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna wake up Angelos.
All right, so you shake Angelos, and Angelos, can you roll a awareness test, so a perception test?
And we get
He doesn't wake up. What do you want to do, Cato?
I am gonna sit and wait and watch the panther.
All right, so it comes up really, really close to you, and it takes its front paw, which has this massive talon-like claw on it, and he scrapes it down the side of the vehicle, making this god-awful screeching sound. And then he hops up on top of it. Will both Butch and Angelos make another perception test? Butch, you're at a -20 because you're drunk.
and
right, so-
I passed that one.
And Butch, what's your perception at?
Pulling that up now. 29 minus, so I have 9.
Yeah, so you failed pretty hard. So you're still asleep, but Angelos wakes up, sort of like rubs the sleep from his eyes and goes, "What the hell's going on?" Because he hears the screech. So he looks over, and what happens next? What do you do, Angelos?
So, Angelos, the situation has changed somewhat since when you went to sleep.
I'm gonna actually move you down a little bit, and I'm gonna give you sight in a second here, Angelos.
I think I may already have it. What in Emperor's name did you do, Cato?
It's not so much what I did, it is what this animal is doing.
Okay, care to
And
explain?
So, as you're speaking to one another, the cat makes another screech across the top of the lumberjack, and it's this another god awful screech. Butch, can you make another perception test at -10 this time? You woke up a little bit from the last one. And your perception is 29, so -10.
29, so minus 19.
Still asleep. Still asleep. Sort of stirs a little bit, but still asleep.
Last time we give him liquor.
So, there's a giant cat on top, but I have my doubts that it will be able to penetrate the armor.
As you say that, can you do me a favor? What I put for his claw? I need to look something up. You're gonna roll. Actually, I'm gonna roll something. So, hold on. His weapon skill is very high. So he makes a third scratch, and when he does, you almost like you can tell that the armor is not going to be thick enough. That eventually this cat is bound and determined to get inside because he believes there's something tasty inside.
Do we have an angle to shoot at the cat from within the ride?
Yeah, there are some small ports that that's how he's actually kind of getting through. He's reaching in the port and then scraping out. So there are some small ports you can shoot at the cat.
What's the top speed of this ride?
It can travel 50 kilometers a day. I didn't actually work out a top speed, so let's say probably
Slow.
80. It's slow right now because you have a huge cat. That's a big thing on top of it, and it's already got a lot of weight on it from the modifications. So I would say you could probably get it going to about maybe 10 kilometers an hour with just starting it up and driving it.
So
it's got a lot of inertia. It doesn't want to move too much.
we could floor it, and you could shoot at it, which I kind of like.
I want to draw my las pistol and go kick Jay awake.
All right, so Jay, can you make another perception test? And this time you have a normal perception. I can't believe you stay. No, you kick him, like, just wind up and nail him right in the ribs, and nothing happens. He's still out like a light.
God damn it.
So, and you have your las pistol out now. So what are you guys gonna do? This cat is still scratching up and pawing up there. You can hear him.
Why do you want to open the doors if we can just shoot from in here?
That's why I drew my
Angelos.
pistol. That's why
okay,
I drew it.
Gotcha.
We can't use the on-board thing on the lumberjack. They're all broken.
I too will draw my last carbine.
All right. So which one of you is gonna drive, or are you just both gonna shoot?
I don't think the driving's going to be helpful.
Okay.
I don't
So
know. What do you think, Angelos?
At 10 kilometers an hour, that's not going to be helpful at all for this. I say we maybe start kind of trying to shoo it away by shooting at it and hoping it dies eventually.
All
Agreed.
right. So roll for initiative.
And what's the roll on that?
It's 1d10 plus your agility. Whoa.
I got an 8.
So you're going first. You're going
Do I need to, or am I just out of this because I'm asleep still?
You're going to have a turn. You're going to have the last turn, in fact. And until you're awake, you're not going to be able to do anything.
Awesome.
So each round you're going to make a perception test, and I need to clear this thing out, actually.
Will he get a bonus from all the shooting we're about to do for waking up?
Yes. You're gonna start getting bonuses pretty quickly as more sound is made. It's gonna be +10 each time until you wake up. All right, so Angelos, you're up first. You can make your ballistics test. Now you're shooting out of a port, so you're not gonna get your usual point blank because you kind of have to angle around.
As such,
but you already have your pistol out, so.
And I won't be able to aim in that type of position either, will I?
It's your turn, by the way.
Oh, sorry. I was going to ask, I can't aim out of that either, can I?
You can aim, but you don't get your point blank.
Okay.
So you can take some time to try to get the right angle, but you can't point blank it.
So I want to aim and take a shot.
All right, so make your roll.
And I completely miss.
Wildly. You can't get the right angle. He's sort of like the cat's moving around up there. You can't quite get on top of him. And so you miss. And now it is the Panther's turn. And the Panther is going to make an attack against the Lumberjack. And he hits. Now, the way this works, the Lumberjack provides you with 5 armor. I believe that's what I wrote down. Let me double check that I wrote that down that much. I think that's what I said. Hold on.
I think you're right.
Yes, 5 AP of cover to occupants. Now, the way this works is he makes his attack against the Lumberjack, and then he chooses which one of you he wants to attack inside. This is true for everybody else as well. And when people are shooting at you or attacking you, the way that he chooses is it's a random. So I'm going to roll 1d3, and he's going to attack one of you at random. And it's just going to be in the same left to right order that your tokens are in. So roll 1d3, and he attacks Angelos, and he's attacking with 1d10 plus 7. So he's doing 9 minus the AP of the vehicle, which is 5, so that's 4. How much armor and toughness?
I have 2 armor, and I have 3 toughness, so 5 total.
All right, so he scratches a deep scratch in the top of the Lumberjack, but he doesn't quite make it through. But it's very clear that it's right above you. So, Cato, you're up.
I want to do a full auto burst.
You cannot, because your last carbine does not support full auto burst.
Dang.
That rate of fire, it's S, a number, and then another number, but it's actually a hyphen. The first number is single shot. The second number is how many shots you can make in a semi-auto burst, and the last one would be how many you can make in a full auto burst.
Okay, and what page is that chart on?
It is not on the chart. There's under the armory, weapon special qualities, which is 127. I believe in there is something about rate of fire. It's around that page. Might be on the weapons page, actually.
I'm looking to find what I can do.
On page 128, I'm sorry, 127, there is ROF. It tells you the weapon can be fired either on semi-auto or full auto and how many rounds it expends when doing so. So it actually always uses that many rounds. If we were tracking rounds, that's what you would have to do. But in this case, that's just how many times it can hit. So you can shoot single shot or semi-auto with your las carbine. You can only shoot single shot with your las pistol.
Okay, got it.
So if you want to put rounds in this guy, you want to do semi-auto.
Can I do this semi-auto burst then?
Yep.
I'm seeing on the chart? Okay, I'm going to do that.
All right, so you roll your... do you want to do is... that's a half action, right?
Semi-auto burst looks like a full.
I need to look at the chart. Hold on.
I'm looking at combat action. Semi-auto burst
I believe
full.
it's just a kind of attack, and I believe the attack is semi-auto, so...
So, this combat actions chart has semi-auto burst as full.
It's a full action?
Yep.
That's what the chart says to me.
Then that's what it is.
Okay, so I'll do that.
All right, so you're going to take your do your test
He
against
also
your ballistic skill.
he also
Remember,
gets
it's 1d100.
Yep, 1d100.
he also gets a +10 to his ballistic skill.
You
according to
got
the description.
33. Your ballistic skill is like 37 or something, right?
Yep.
All right, so you hit. You didn't get any degrees of success. So you only hit once. It's that you didn't get. It's not 53. So yeah, you didn't get any degree. You didn't get 2 degrees of success. That's the important bit. So go ahead and roll your damage. And you did. It's 1d10 plus 2, so you did 5 damage.
Right.
The cat here has a toughness of 3 and no armor, so he takes 2. That did not work the way I intended. There we go. So he's at 2. Now, Jay, you're up. So make your perception test at a +10. Your perception is 29.
Yep.
So you make like a loud snorting sound, like you're snoring, and it's just like a and you kind of just roll over and go back to sleep. Angelos, you're up. Oh my god. That's really funny.
I first make the comment that we will never give Jay liquor ever again. I then proceed to take 2 shots with my las pistol.
You can't repeat the same action.
I keep forgetting that. So
what you could do is, here's an option for you.
Okay.
You can take out your sword and make a shot, and then next turn, you could shoot with the pistol in one hand and your offhand at a -10, and then stick your sword up, and you can do it the other way around if you want. You can stick your sword up through the gap and try to stab him.
I'm going to do that. I'm going to equip my sword. And
Okay.
I'm actually going to use my sword instead, since I have a slightly higher weapon skill, and try and take a stab.
Okay, so you're going to take out your sword and stab. Let's go ahead and do that.
I am already rolling it, and I miss.
All right, so you miss just slightly. He makes a swipe, and you stick your sword up just a second too late, and you miss.
At least I can hit him, Angelos.
All right, so the Panther's back up. He's going to make another attack. 100. And he just completely swipes, but he saw the sword, and it shined a little bit with the blue light, and so he swiped at where the light was, and he just, swiped air. So he missed entirely. Cato, you are up.
I'm going to make another semi-auto burst.
All right. Roll your attack.
And it was 37 you have for ballistic
Yes.
skill? So he actually has 47 according to the chart. Because the description for a semi-auto gives him +10 to ballistic.
Gives him +10. All right, so
Yep.
you actually hit twice. So roll your damage twice. And if you hit up after rolling your damage, it'll just roll the same thing again. It'll give you the right code for that. So the up arrow.
Oh, so it's like a
I think
command
that's
prompt.
right.
You need to add 2 more to that. So you do quite a lot. 21 damage. And it has a toughness of 3. So that puts it at 21 minus 3 is 18.
Would it actually be... He would reduce it by 6 since it's technically 2 shots?
Oh, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. So the first one is 6 plus 2 is... so it's by 6,
it's
which
15.
is 15?
15. He has 21
15, so he's
minus
at-
6, so 15.
So you managed to stick your las carbine through one of these portholes, and you stick it right under this cat's chin, and you let 2 rounds off, and it goes right through his chin, and it burns him really. It singes all the hair and sort of matted fur on his chin, and gives him a good burn. All right, so Jay, you're back up at a +20. If you fail this, you're just out. You're just gonna stay asleep for this whole thing. All right. It is abundantly clear. It is abundantly clear that Jay Kwellin is just smashed. He didn't drink half of that bottle of booze, he drank all of it. And he drank all of it in like the space of like an hour before he went to sleep. And this booze must have been exceptionally powerful because he is just out cold. And he's probably not going to wake up for the whole fight. So I wouldn't count on him. All right, Angelos, you're up.
I'm going to first take a shot with my las pistol.
All right, and you're taking that, is that in your offhand?
Yes, that is in my offhand.
All right, so take that at a -10.
And -10, so that would be... I would have to have 18, because I have a ballistic skill of 28, so I would miss.
Yes.
And then I'm going to take a stab with my sword, which is in my main hand.
Okay. So that's at your full skill.
Yes. Let's see here. Also,
did you roll the same thing twice?
I rolled the same thing twice, and I barely missed because I'm 1 point off.
All right, so you... are you really 1 point off?
I have a weapon skill of 30.
Man, that sucks. I'm surprised. I'm also surprised you haven't tried to bust out the psychic stuff.
I'm going to if I don't hit.
All right, so you just miss him. You like... it is just, it's almost sad. He's walking over the porthole, and you stab up, and you like slice off and like shave his fur. That's how close you were.
Damn.
So he makes another attack, and again, that scared him, and so he pawed at himself to see what it was. He thought there was something stinging at him. And so, Cato, you are back up.
So, how much health does this have left?
It has 2 wounds. It started with 20-something. So
okay.
It's pretty big cat.
So
But
he has 2
pretty hurt
HP
at
left.
this point.
You should be able to, I don't know if you can click on him see how many wounds, but there should be a little green bar that shows roughly how much health he has left.
You can click on him, but there's nothing in the bubbles that come in.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, so that little green bar, I don't know if you can see that.
I
But-
cannot. Oh wait.
It's
I
right
might.
on the edge. It's kind of hard to see. Let me do this. I'm going to put another bar on him. I don't know if that'll show both.
I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, I put another one on, but it doesn't look like it's showing both, so.
Nope.
So,
All right, so he presently has 2 wounds left. That's a correct calculation.
so I'm gonna do a half-action aim and then a half-action shot. A single.
Okay. Single shot?
Yep.
All right. So that's going to get you the same plus to whatever it was. Same ballistic skill, effectively. You can
Wait,
also
say
aim...
that again?
So when you do the semi-auto, you get a +10. When you do the half-action aim, you get a +10. And then you do a single shot. So in the case of... it's usually better to do semi-auto. Because you go through ammo faster, but the way we're doing ammo makes that kind of a moot point. And you have a potential to do more damage.
Okay, I'll do the semi-auto then.
All right, so roll your attack.
Ooh.
And, okay, so is your
Crashing.
las carbine reliable?
Let me look.
It's going to be in the weapon chart, which is on page, like...
It says special reliable.
Yes, okay, so roll 1d10. The way reliable weapons work, so anytime you shoot, anytime you make a ballistics test, okay, anytime you make a ballistics test, if it's 95 plus, you have a chance to jam. If you're not a reliable weapon, it always jams. If you roll 100, it always jams. If you roll 95 plus and not 100 on a reliable weapon, you then roll 1d10. And if you roll a 9, then it jams. Otherwise, it's fine. So you're fine. You don't jam or anything. You kind of notice that like the mechanism kicks a little bit and makes a weird sound, but it seems to be fine afterward. All right, so that's that. All right, I'm going to wake you up, Butch. At a +50, make a perception test. If you don't wake up from this, you're not going to wake up when you get to the Trader Guard outpost. There you go. Okay, so you sort of stumble awake and you kind of sit up and go, is it morning yet? Like, what's going on? And proceed to notice that Angelos and Cato seem to be somewhat distressed.
What the hell did you drink, Jay?
Spinning around, I flash my Arbitrator ID and say, "There's nothing to see here. Move along."
All right, Angelos, it's your turn.
I am going to attempt to cast Perception.
Okay.
So
What does that do?
That is, if I succeed, I get, until the end of my next turn, I get a +10 to all dodge and weapon type skill bonuses.
All right, so your weapon and ballistic skill
Yes.
and dodge and stuff. Okay.
Weapon, I have listed as dodge and weapon skill tests.
All right. So go ahead and
I roll
use
1d10 plus my willpower bonus.
That is correct. What's your willpower bonus? Like 3?
3.
All right, 1d10. So this is going to be fun. I hope you roll a 9. What'd you roll? Tell me what you
7.
rolled.
I got 10.
What was the threshold?
6. So
Okay,
I succeed.
so you cast it. Hold on 1 second, though. So normally the way this works, for every rating, psi rating that Angelos has, so right now he's psi rating 1, he gets 1 psychic die. And every one of the skills has some threshold that he has to meet or exceed. In this case, the threshold was what, 6?
Yes.
So he exceeded it, so he gets to successfully cast the spell. If he rolls a 9 on any of his psychic dice, he has to roll in Perils of the Warp.
No, I have to...
I'm sorry, Psychic Phenomena. Excuse me. So when he rolls a Psychic Phenomena, there's some minor things that can happen. They're all pretty benign. Hang on 1 second. And I'm gonna drag.
Could he come and save us?
He's gonna go right here, and we'll see what happens. Let me go ahead and do this.
So he's like
Welcome
running
to the
through
pussy
forest.
party.
Hey, Cor.
Hey. He's actually not. He's not going to be out there. So I need to give Butch sight as well. So Core, in fact, has been here all along. I don't know if you knew that. Isn't that right, Core?
Yes. I forgot there's push talk on this.
Yeah. I mean, like that part where you lopped off that guy's head. That was pretty awesome.
I agree.
What was his name again?
I don't care.
Oh, okay.
He's dead.
That sounds like a Krieger to me.
Yeah.
All right. So, Gerwulf Rask sort of stumbles out of the shadows in the back of the lumberjack, and is added to the turn pool at the bottom. So, what I was saying is, when you roll a 9, you roll on this psychic phenomena chart. When you roll a
75 or higher, I think it is.
75 plus on that chart, you roll on Perils of the Warp, which has a chance to do all sorts of fun things like turn Tim into a living bomb, or just suck him into the warp, or turn him into a demon host, or any number of fun things. Okay, so you have successfully made your perception tests, your perception ability or whatever it was?
Yeah, the threshold. So I now have precognition.
All right, was that a half action or full action?
That is a half action for the focus time. And I will use my other half action to take a swing with my sword.
All right. So the setting for you, Gerwulf, there's a very large cat that is very upset.
How did
God,
you get a
damn
sword?
it!
I haven't hit a single thing.
It was in my starting gear 1 and 2. How the frick?
So this cat was attracted by Cato Posteris' very nice blue light while they were camping on the way to excise some traitor guard.
Whoops.
Yeah, so he's been scratching through the lumberjack for a while now, and he's very interested in eating whatever's inside. So he makes an attack.
He is hurt though, and I will tell you that I have hurt him. Unlike some other parts of our
party. He is
party.
almost amused by Angelos's ineptitude. He sees this little pokey thing poking out of the truck every now and again. And at this point, it's like a game to him. He's like, oh, it's like a little mouse, and he's pawing at it, but otherwise not doing any damage. Cato, you're up.
Does
Semi-auto
anybody have a
burst.
big laser pointer?
That's basically what a last carbine is.
I got a really big one.
So I'm gonna do the same thing I've done, which is a semi-auto burst.
All right. Roll your attack. You miss wildly. He's just moving around too much, playing with the little sword that keeps popping up. So, all right, Jay, you're up.
What does it matter? You guys can't handle a little pussy? I mean, seriously.
Enough, Jay. You were asleep for half the fight.
So that's the other thing you missed, Core. They were all asleep, and Cato was taking watch. And apparently, Jay got a little drunk and didn't wake up for the first 5 rounds of combat. By the way, everybody needs to reload on the next round, so the Panther's going to get a free attack.
Except for me.
Except for you, that's right.
Or me.
Or you. Yeah, so unless you guys don't have to reload. I think Angelos might not have to, but Cato definitely does.
Yeah, I've only taken 2 shots.
What are you doing, Butch?
Sorry, I was going to stick my shotgun out the window and shoot, but I missed completely.
Yeah, so you stick it out there and pull the trigger, and it just sort of goes off into space. All right, Gerwulf, you're next.
All right, so we are inside of it, and it's trying to claw its way in.
Yes.
I assume they're murder holes.
Yes. Quite a few.
All right. So can I? Let's see. You said there was a way to take like a half aim thing.
Yep, there's a half action aim, and then you can make a half action to shoot.
Okay. Yeah, I'd like to do that.
All right. Roll your 1d100.
Okay.
You also miss wildly. I don't know what your ballistic skill is, but it's probably not that high.
Oh no, it is not.
All right. Yeah, it's 38. So yeah, you miss wildly. Which gun were you using?
The las thingamajig.
The long las.
Yeah.
So that's actually accurate. So remember this for the future. I think you get a +10 with that, but I'm not sure. You should look up what accurate means. All right. So Angelos, you're up. You have 1 shot remaining before you have to reload, or you can use your stabby.
I also slightly misread precognition. It's actually a sustained power. I don't have it unless I sustain it. So I'm actually going to roll for that sustain first, which I believe is a free action.
It is. And I think you're actually just making a willpower test. I don't think you actually have to... Yeah.
It is, so no perils of the warp or anything. Which I succeed on that, because it's a threshold of 6.
You don't actually re-roll the power. You just make a willpower test. So you just do 1d100 less than your willpower.
My bad.
What'd you get?
You
failed.
Yes, I did.
All right, so you don't have precognition anymore. You can recast it, but that's a half action.
Considering my luck so far, I am going to attempt to recast it.
Okay.
I definitely succeed.
Nailed it. Is there an overbleed on precognition?
I'm gonna have to look that one up real quick.
All right. You can make your attack and then look it up after. We'll resolve it then.
All right, I will take another swing.
I don't think there is.
I don't think there is either, but we'll check that in a sec. I will
drive closer. I wish to hit it with my sword.
Lehman Rust.
Another swing with my sword. Am I gonna hit? Please let me hit. I fucking hit.
He can hit things.
So you, what'd you hit actually? It's a 19.
Yeah, I have 2 degrees of success.
That doesn't matter for this.
Okay.
So you hit it in, guess where? I'll give you one guess.
The nuts.
The right leg.
Oh, you gotta be kidding.
So you drive your sword up, and you do some damage. Please tell me what that is.
1d10 plus my strength, I believe? Strength bonus?
Yes, which your strength bonus is 2. So 1d10 plus 2. I'm waiting.
Sorry. 11.
So you do a lot of damage. So you drive your sword up through one of the murder holes like a pin. And this thing has been sort of flippant about it because you've missed so many times. And so it doesn't really notice when it comes up again, but this time it nails it right in the right leg. And it actually goes and cuts the tendon out from the back of its leg, so it can't move anymore. It does a total of... I have the character sheet over here. Where'd it go? Its toughness is 3, so it does a total... Not quite. So that's rending damage, right? So it does a total of 3, 11... Like 8, so that's minus
he has
2
a
is
toughness of
6.
3.
Yeah, so it hits him for... So he's in -6 now. Where is the rending table? That is a rending weapon, right? It's a sword.
Yes. It is a sword.
Critical effects. Rending critical effects. Leg. So at -6, the blow slices a couple centimeters off of the end of the target's foot. The target must make an immediate toughness test or permanently lose the use of his foot. On success, movement is halved until he receives medical attention. In either case, he takes 1d5 levels of fatigue. So he has to make an agility test. Excuse me. He's at -4, not that one. So it actually, the attack rips the kneecap free from the target's leg, causing it to collapse out from under him. Target moves at half speed until medical attention. He also takes 2 levels of fatigue. So I'm going to put 2 levels of fatigue. His toughness bonus is 3, so he's still okay. He's still up, but he's clearly not feeling very good.
Well, wouldn't he be dead because he's at negative wounds?
No. So you only die when you get to a critical damage that says you die.
Okay.
So, for instance, if you took 8 critical rending wounds, you would actually only lose your leg. If you took it in the leg, so you might not die. You might be okay. You're going to be in bad shape, and you're going to be down a leg. You might have to go get a bionic implant, but you're not dead.
Right.
It takes usually 9 to 10 for the extremities and 5 or 6 for your head and body.
Yeah, I am seeing that. I'm actually looking at the chart for rending.
All right, so the Panther is going to make another attack. Oops. And it's rolling the dice, and it's taking a while. And he is so distraught from the loss of the use of his leg that he just sort of paws wildly and misses. And it is Cato's turn. Now, you're out of ammo on your las carbine, so you need to either reload or use a different gun.
So I'm going to reload, but I don't know what type that is.
So a las carbine, I believe, is a full action to reload.
Yeah, no, I see the chart here. It's full.
Yep, so that's your full action for the turn.
Okay.
So now it's Jay is up again.
I'm gonna aim my shotgun and then fire.
All right, make your test. 54. What's your ballistics?
Not enough. That's a fail.
All right, so that's it for you. Gerwulf, you're up. That's Core. Are you there, Core?
Push the talk, Core.
Sorry, just had to do something. So what's up?
It's your
last
turn.
part. Okay. So it got its leg wounded pretty badly, and
Yep.
Okay.
It's still up and kicking, but it's almost down.
Okay. So I'm probably just gonna repeat what I did last time.
All right.
Make sure it's dead.
You miss wildly.
I'm terrible.
That long las is not working for you, man.
No, it
All
is
right.
not.
So Angelos, you're back up.
So first thing, roll first willpower test.
Yep. Willpower test.
And wait for it. And it deactivates.
All right. So you can cast it again, or you just make an attack, or you can do 2 half actions basically.
I think I'm going to make 2 attacks this time. I'll start with my sword.
All right. I hit it with my sword.
It worked last time.
30. That's a hit.
Yes, it is.
It's a dead-on hit too. You're lucky. All right. So roll your damage.
I am.
Hit it 44.
And I forgot to add my strength, so
That's fine,
12.
but you do get a Righteous Fury as well, so make another attack. 44 is the body for the first one. And you wildly miss with the second one.
It should actually be 30. The 44 is from a different... That was from the willpower test.
Oh, okay. So
So
that's the head. Okay, so you do 12 damage to the head, rending, and this is probably going to kill him because he's down at negative. Yeah, he's at 10 now. So with a sound not unlike a wet sponge being torn in half, the target's head flies free of its body and sails through the air, landing harmlessly 2d10 meters away with a soggy thud. The target is instantly slain.
2d10.
Furthermore, the target's neck spews blood in a torrent, drenching all those nearby and forcing them to take an agility test. Anyone who fails the test suffers a negative 10 penalty to his weapon skill and ballistic skill for 1 round as gore fills his eyes and fouls his visor. So basically, his head goes flying with the force of... He's like swinging his head around as this happens, and it's 2d10 meters. It's 14 meters. It's about 48 feet. So it's somewhere over here in generally in this area. So his head's off in the woods. You're not going to be able to find it, but he's very dead. He's missing a head. And as he's swinging around, you stick your sword up and he just rams his neck right into it. And your sword is so sharp, it just slices his head clean off. And the force of him ringing his head by sends his head sailing, and blood starts to just pour in through all the murder holes. And he's clearly just a very dead animal. So you guys can go outside if you want and inspect the body. There's not going to be any loot, obviously, because he's just an animal. But you might be able to take like a claw or something as a keepsake.
I propose we tie the body to the top of the roof.
So I will say that if you do that, it may block your ability to use the weapons later, but you can always take the body off. So
that's gonna attract other fucking animals to the lumberjack.
That's what I was thinking.
I'm gonna go behind a tree somewhere and throw up.
I'm gonna retrieve my glow lamp that caused this incident.
I'm gonna make a comment to Cato. And what did you say about me being able to use my sword?
Your sword was
reload.
effective late in the engagement.
All right. So what are you guys going to do with the body? I mean, it's a 10-foot long, 6-foot tall, hulking mega beast that's missing a head and is actively spurting blood into the vehicle. So you might want to do something about it.
I want
Can
to
we
push
drape
it.
it over the lumberjack as camo?
Isn't that what I suggested?
You
what
want to
kind
mount
of...
it.
Let me think about this for a second. I need to think. I guess that's going to be a strength test to try to skin it, and then you can put its skin over the lumberjack. That's probably reasonable. There won't be any art for that. I apologize, but you can definitely put the skin of this thing. You can also you can go searching for the head if you want. I mean, it flew in a general direction.
I think we should go find it and mount it at the very top, so we have our
Hell
own
yes.
cat lumberjack.
I got the head.
That is pretty tempting.
All right, so if you want to search for it, there is a search skill. It's a perception test. Does anybody have that trained?
I do not.
It is a basic skill, so you can make that test. And I'll let you each make that test once. And if you can't find it after those 4 tests, you're not going to be able to find it.
And since we don't, or at least I don't have it trained, it would be half my perception.
Yes. Now, Angelos, you can cast precognition. I would say that would affect this as well. Knowing where things are, sort of preternatural.
Oh, even if I did that, it wouldn't have helped.
Core, your only hope.
Sure.
What's your perception core?
Well, it's 16.
All right, so
Damn.
you that's pretty close. I'll tell you what. You can find the head, but there might be something else with it.
Okay.
All right. So you go looking for this head, and you're sort of stumbling around the woods, and I need to stall while I find the thing that I want to show up with it. And you're stumbling around the woods, and you hear like this screeching sound. It doesn't sound like an animal. It sounds like something else. And you're not quite sure what it is, but you know that there's more than one of them. And so you're walking around towards where you saw it. I'm moving your token, by the way. Can you see on this map?
I can.
Okay. So you're walking around towards where you saw the token, and you clearly hear something just ahead of you, up on this map. Now, can you and Cato both make a perception test? You don't know where this is, but you can hear it, and neither does Cato. But you know that there's something out there, and you know that it's not happy.
And you don't have the head.
And you don't have the head. Oh no, he does have the head. He does have the head.
Oh, okay.
So he's picked up the head now. He's holding it, but he hears something just ahead of him, and you can walk towards it if you want, or you can get back in the lumberjack and try to get away and just leave.
I'm
Probably a
thinking,
bad call to walk towards it.
yeah, I'm gonna sneak away from it.
All right, so you try to walk now. You need to walk back 3 squares at a time.
Okay.
And when you walk back 3 squares at a time, I'm going to make a move after that. So you should be able to pick up and drag that, I think. Good. So I need to roll. All right, you can move another 3 squares. You can also move 3 squares at a time, Jay. The other 2 are still in the lumberjack, by the looks of it.
You should join us back in the lumberjack, Jay.
All right.
Provide you're done throwing up.
All right, so you guys, are you both back? You're almost back in the. You got one more move, Core, before you're back. Now the body is still on the hood of this, but you can probably start driving away, and it'll probably fall off at some point. But you'll lose all the skin and any ornamentation that you had, other than the scratch marks it left.
I say we drive off because that screeching sounds horrid.
All right.
Yeah.
So make your last move in, Core, and shut the door on your way in. And I'm going to make one more test. And all right, you can drive away. Last chance to opt out. And you're heading towards the trader outpost, I assume.
Yeah, let's
Yes.
just drive.
All right. So you head off to the trader outpost. I need to put Core's thing on this, but I will drag everyone else over in the meantime.
We got a
all
sweet
right.
head. That was cool.
You do have the head. That's true.
I have a sweet headache right now, which is just as cool.
Yeah, you do.
You didn't get a full night's sleep.
It was the liquor, dude. He's hungover to all shit.
Gerwulf, do you actually have a gas mask on your person? Are you wearing one?
I was hoping to. I didn't get all the way finished.
You're a Krieger. You can have one. I'm going to pretend that you have one because it's going to affect how I do things here. So
Okay,
Kriegers have to have gas masks.
it's true.
It's
to
not.
live.
It's not. It's going to change your light radius, so how far you can see. That's
Okay.
the punchline. So
Worth
you
it.
should all see your tokens here. I need to wire you up to your wounds.
Tokens, yes. LOS, no.
LOS. No. What do you mean by that?
I have a black screen. All I see is my token.
Oh crap! You know what I did? I know what I did.
Same here.
Hold
I don't even see my token.
on. Why is this? Wounds. There it is. Do you not have your wound set on your character sheet, Core?
Let me see.
Oh, I did this right.
No, it was 11 plus whatever.
Yes, 11 plus whatever sounds about right. You need
What
to fill
is
in
the
both.
whatever?
I don't remember. I think it's 1d8 plus 6? Or, I don't know, maybe Feral Worlders are more.
Actually, wait.
It's on page like 20-something.
I vaguely remember you got 14 yesterday, Core.
Yes, that's what it was. So
Okay.
you just need to put 14 in both sections. Can you still not see your tokens on this map?
I
Do
can
you not see anything?
See my token. That's it.
Same.
I see
What
nothing.
the fuck is going on? Weird.
I get by that hungover that I'm passed out again.
No, stupid thing. All right, so what we're gonna do I'm just gonna do this. That's what it is. How about now?
There we go. I got
Cool.
Better.
I can see a little.
All right.
Still
So
got nothing.
you probably shouldn't be able to see very far. It's pretty dark. If you have lights, you got nothing. Hang on one second, Butch. I just didn't add the right thing.
I've got a glow lamp. Does that help?
So you can use your glow lamp.
Oh, there it goes.
You can use your glow lamp, and that'll get you a better light radius. If anybody else has lights, you can also use them to get a better light radius. But otherwise, this is your natural light radius. It's pretty dark here. It's heavily forested around you. It's very hard to see. You're on a sort of entrance area, like a pad. There's some boxes around you, and it's obviously like a loading area for something. It's pretty decrepit. Like, it's very rusty and sort of falling apart. But it's definitely enterable. It's definitely stable as a structure. To your left, and I'm talking in map terms, to your left you see an entrance, and to below you, you see another entrance. There are two entrances. The one to your left is smaller. The one below you is slightly wider. It's a double door you can go in, and you know that this is an area with some bad people. This is the trader outpost. You recognize it very clearly. So, do any of you want to use some sort of light fixture?
I'm going to take out my glow lamp. Turn it on.
All right, so that's
like
going
a good
to increase your... Let's see how well that worked.
I'll light a cigarette.
All right, that doesn't actually affect your light radius at all.
But it adds plus 10 cool points.
It does add plus 10 cool points. That is true.
So that's a drunkard.
So this map is roughly to scale, I believe. I need to change one thing. Scales. 1 unit should be 7.5. Actually, I need to change this to 2 meters. I think that's what I want. So I had the scale wrong on these maps. Yeah, that's about right. Okay, so the scale should be right now. So you should get the better.
Sweet.
You get a slightly better view distance. All right, so you guys can walk in either of those entrances and start fighting. You guys can walk on top of each other as well. That's fine.
We should carefully assess the situation.
Considering your glow lamp brought a giant beast, I would say so, because that's going to just attract trouble. So I approach the door here, and
This door looks locked.
It is not locked.
am
It's just closed.
Your perception is terrible.
Am I able to open it slightly and peek through?
You can open it as much or as little as you like.
So I'm going to open it a bit and kind of peek through, see what's on the other side.
All right, you see basically an empty hallway. There's really nothing to speak of there.
All right. I want to then proceed forward to that area and look around that corner that I see.
All right, so you can move your token.
Can I draw my last carbine right now?
Yes, you can all draw weapons. We're still in narrative time for the moment, so...
I'm
Yeah,
going
I
to do
got mine
that.
out. My long las.
So I peek around the corner and I see someone.
Yeah, he hasn't seen you yet.
All right.
So if you were to attack him right now, you would have the element of surprise, but everybody else in this building would probably hear. If you are able to sneak up on him, he's looking the other way. He's looking down towards the end of the hall. So you can sneak up on him if you want to try that, but you'll have to make a silent move test.
Which is probably the...
I'm good at those.
Yeah, I would say I want to go over here silently, maybe? Go to that corner and let...
So you guys can all move freely past each other. The picture is not quite right. You guys can move past each other, no problem. So if one of you wants to move up to where Angelos is, that's about as close as you can get before this guy starts to get suspicious. All right, so you can go ahead and move your token.
So I'm also going to draw both my sword and my las pistol at this time.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna swap out to my sword and my las pistol too.
All right.
And I'm going to make a suggestion to Gerwulf there that he maybe try and sneak up and take down this enemy silently.
So that is a 17-meter walk. That is one silent move test. If you pass
All right.
one, you're okay.
All right, I'll wait until you guys get set up ready to shoot him or something.
Is he still drunk?
No, Jay is totally sober at this point, unless he's drank more. I don't know. Jay, have you drank more?
Well, I only have one bottle, so apparently I drank it all last night, and I'm out.
Oh, by the way, Gerwulf, make sure you add the head to your inventory. That can also represent stuff that's in the lumberjack. It's just so that you keep track of it.
Oh yeah, okay.
It's a Pretellin panther head.
Sweet.
Pretend panther head. Gotcha.
Pretellin. You silly. I guess it is pretend as well. All right, so if you want to make that move, assume everybody else is ready. They have weapons drawn and so on.
Okay.
Can we shoot from where we are, or do we need
You
to
can.
move?
You
Okay.
can, but
All right.
I believe you're trying to make a silent move to sneak up on this guy.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, I'm gonna try and sneak up and gut him. Wow.
You clamber down this hall. You walk up like you were just you're just walking up, just like running.
I'm
and
as stealthy
making-
as a Krieger.
You are as equally as stealthy as a Krieger. Now you do get a surprise attack, but you make quite a lot of racket. Go ahead and make your surprise attack. It's a plus 30, and if you have your sword out, so I assume you're making a sword attack
Yeah.
at a plus 30. Did you make it? You made it very clearly. So you ram your sword. 16 is, I believe, the body. You ram your sword right through this guy, right in the middle of his chest. Go ahead and roll your damage. It's 1d10 plus your strength bonus.
All right. I lost my dice. Oh, there we go.
So you do
All right.
8 damage. This guy, you have...
That's plus my strength, right?
plus your strength, so I guess that's another 3. So he's at -1 rending. So he takes 1 level of fatigue. I'm sorry, that's the wrong thing. I need body. Rending affects leg, head, arm. Where's...
Body is next page.
If target is not wearing armor on this location, takes 1 level of fatigue from a painful laceration. If he is wearing armor, there's no effect. He is not wearing armor, or the armor that he's wearing is so worn down that there's no armor there. So he is actually at -1 wounds. Now he takes a level of fatigue, and you knock the wind out of him. So he's not making any noise. He turns around, he whips around to see you, and he goes for his las pistol. But because he got the wind knocked out of him, he can only make a half action this turn. So you can make 1 more attack silently before.
Does rending do anything?
Yeah, it's just a different table to read from when you do critical damage.
Cool.
So you need to take him out this round.
Okay, I'll do
Otherwise,
that.
he's going to start making noise. And you need to do it silently, so no guns.
Okay. So I can just stab again then.
Yep, stab again, but this time against your weapon skill, not with the plus 30.
Okay.
And you just...
Whoa, no.
Oh, that's the wrong thing. Oh, man. I was super excited for a second there.
Still do it.
All right, so that's 29. That's going to be...
38 weapon skill, so.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where it lands. 29 is... Where does that land? 29 is... This has got to be wrong. My chart is wrong for some reason. That just must be a bug. So you hack, and you just swing the sword around and hack him against his right arm and slice it clean off. And as you go past, you hit him in the... can you roll your damage?
Sure.
I'm pretty sure you killed him. Yeah, you killed him. You slice off his right arm. It's gone. It's on the floor flapping. That was the one that he had his last pistol in. And as you come across, you catch him in the neck and tear out his larynx. And he gurgles and falls over to the floor and dies. So this guy is dead. You can search him if you want, or you can let your friends catch up to you first and have them search him.
Can I move anymore, or am I at the end of my move?
You can move if you want. You're back in sort of narrative time. You killed the one guy. He hasn't alerted anyone, so you're still kind of stealthy.
All right. Yeah, stealthy.
Well, as stealthy as that 98 run was. All right. So do you want to? Is anybody going to search the body?
I'll search it.
I'll give it a search.
All right. So you find. You find one standard issue Imperial frag grenade.
That's not bad.
And you also find a las pistol, which you don't really need, but you can take it if you want.
I'll take both of them.
All right, so you can add both of those things to your inventory.
Does that go under gear or ranged weapons?
Gear. So hang on. Stop moving for 1 second, please. Everybody stop moving their tokens. That goes under, the frag grenade goes under ranged weapons. As does the las pistol, actually. You can put them under, I think that you might want to keep all track of all the information about the grenade, because they have sort of interesting rules. But you can put it in your gear if you don't want to type it in. You can type it in later. Can you all make a perception test, please?
I clearly failed.
So, Gerwulf, I believe, is the only person who passed. It's a good thing you showed up, man.
Yeah.
So Gerwulf passes, and around the corner, you can clearly hear there are more than one person. There's a few people floating around that corner.
We should see how close they are. Maybe we can take them out with a grenade.
You can. So yeah, you might want to sneak around the corner or something. So you can probably poke your head around the corner.
Okay.
I'm not stealthy enough to look.
Can I?
Anybody can. Yeah, you can do this. Anybody can actually poke their head around the corner without needing to make a stealth check, except maybe Cato, because he's got all the Mechanicus implants.
Yeah.
You're like a walking, easy bake oven or something. You're full of little things that are clanging. So you can actually move your token around that corner. I don't know if you actually can see around that corner the way you are.
Yeah, I can.
All right. So go ahead.
I hold up my hand, 4.
So
How close are they?
Looks to be about 15
meters.
Alright, what's the frag grenade rules?
Can I move to the other side of the hall?
You can make a silent move test at plus 20 to do that.
Alright.
Please don't clamber. Please don't clamber.
I might wait if you're going to grenade it.
What do you think it's a good idea?
Might be.
Is there?
I don't know
Well,
what the
hold on.
range
It
is.
looks like is that a door that's closed, like right in front of us?
It's not closed. That's not a door. This is the map that I found, so that's not a door. If you can see through it, it's not closed.
Ah, okay.
All right. Are they
So-
relatively grouped together for a frag grenade?
Yes.
So what are the rules for, the grenade? What are the special rules?
So the way that grenades work, you throw them, it's a ballistics test, so it's just like using a regular weapon. But the way that they work, they have a blast radius of 4 meters, and because you guys can see them, I'll just tell you that they are all within 4 meters of one another. One is at the extreme edge, but they're all within 4 meters of one another if you were to drop this thing right in the center. On top of that, when you throw it, it does 2d10 explosive damage in a 4-meter radius. That's for a frag grenade. Other grenades have slightly different rules, but basically a frag grenade, 4-meter radius, and does 2d10 explosive damage. That is very much going to alert everybody else in this building that you're there.
Does the end of the hall down straight down? Does it look like there's any other way, or is that a dead end?
You can roll a perception test, and you can ask me that question.
I will.
You don't know. You'd have to go look.
All right. I guess I'll tell them to ready a grenade and see if I can sneak by. It's not going to be stealthy if I don't sneak anyway, so.
Fair enough. You might even get them to come closer together, so.
That's true. All right.
So do you want me to throw the grenade now?
No, let's wait for the silent move check.
Okay.
There's
So
the stealth.
you move with cat-like grace across this hall.
Pratellan Panther-like?
You know what? Pratellan Panther-like indeed. And you move across this hall, and you see that it does indeed end in a dead end.
Damn it.
So it looks like we're going to have to go through them. And considering there are 4 of them, I don't think we're going to be able to get away with doing this silently.
Yeah, I'm going to ready my long rifle.
So everyone has their weapons drawn?
Yes, I still have my sword and pistol drawn from last time.
So I take it I have to equip the grenade, and that, like, de-equips my...
You don't have to. You can take out the grenade. Are you carrying a carbine or a pistol?
The carbine.
You can kind of like hold it down at your side and take the grenade out and throw it. So you don't have to de-equip it. You can use both.
Okay, is everyone ready for the grenade throw?
I can't line up a shot before that, can I?
Well, you're all going to have to roll for initiative, and it's a surprise attack, so you're going to get plus 30.
Okay,
to
cool.
your first
That's
round.
fine. Same as me
So
lining it up.
should we roll for initiative now?
Yes. If you're going to throw a grenade, you need to roll for initiative first.
Okay,
Because
let's do
who
that.
goes for... Okay, so Tim is going last. Higher is better, by the way.
Wait, you're rolling a d10?
Yes, it's
Yeah.
1d10 plus your agility bonus.
Oh,
Wah wah.
in that case, that should actually be a 6 for me. I forgot
All right,
my
so 6
agility.
for you. For Gerwulf, I happen to have yours open. That's a 7, so it's Gerwulf before that. Okay, so it's Cato first. That works out nicely.
Looks
Butch
like-
is going dead last.
Cato, Gerwulf, Angelos, and then Jay.
All right, so you get 1 full round at plus 30 to everything, all your attack skills, and then they get to roll initiative to go next. So go ahead and throw your holy frag grenade.
Is that a full action or half?
That is a half action. It's just like shooting a gun.
Crap.
The
I
only
don't know
difference
how
is
to
that
get
we
rid of
are
that
going to
one.
track the ammo for this very carefully. So you take your ballistic skill check.
And ignore that line. I don't know how to erase it.
That's 1d100, right?
Yep. What's your strength? I just want to make sure you can actually do this.
It's 25.
25. So you have... Yeah, you can do this. Let me double check the range. Yeah, I'm going to let you do it. What's your agility?
30.
Yeah, you can do this.
So I'll just roll the 100, or is there anything
Yeah,
added to
just
that?
roll your 1d100. I was just checking the range. The range is based on your... I think your agility. I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt because I don't want to look it up, but I think it's agility. You could do 3 meters per agility, and so you'll be able to make it.
Yeah, I don't think he made it.
All right, so that actually doesn't mean that you didn't make it. It just means that it scatters badly. So you throw... Where were you aiming? Can you ping that point on the map?
Dead center.
All right, so dead center. So I'm going to roll...
There we go.
All right, so it heads towards 10 o'clock, and it scatters... How many degrees of failure was that? What's your ballistic skill?
37? Hold on.
37, and you're at a plus 30, so that actually succeeds.
Yeah, it's
Oh, yeah.
37.
So you nail it right in the middle of them. You have set the fuse, you have uttered the sacred rites, and hucked the holy hand grenade into the center, and they hear this clang, 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 and they all turn around and look at the same time and see the blinking red light on this thing, and it goes off. Can you please roll 2d10 damage? And they see it. They see it just in time to all scatter to every side of the room, getting out of the way just a little bit, and they all take 1 wound of damage through their armor and toughness.
Kind of an anticlimax.
Just a little bit. And it also means I have to click a lot to update all that. Oh, man. Oh, this is not... Oh, that sucks. Hold on 1 second. Shoot.
These guys need some better tier equipment. What a shit grenade.
I didn't actually fix this the way I thought I did, but... okay, so... Cato has gone. Let me just finish one fix here. The way tokens work in Roll20 is really awful.
Well, don't I still have a half action left?
You do have a half action. You can take a shot if you'd like.
That is what I'm going to do when you're ready.
All right, you can go ahead and make your action. You miss. You shoot down the hall, but it flies wide and doesn't hit anybody. You can, in fact, only hit people that you can see, so you have to be hitting one of the 2 guys you can see there.
Yeah, I should have said I was aiming at that guy.
You can pick after the fact too. I don't really care when the roll gets made. You don't have to announce it or anything. All right, so you're done. It is now Gerwulf Rask's turn, and you can see everybody down that hall, so you can shoot whoever you'd like. One of the really neat things while you think about what you want to do is that I can actually look at your view of stuff.
That's cool.
In Roll20, so I can actually see what you see. I didn't put any viewing arcs, but I can actually make it so you can't see behind you, which is kind of neat.
Oh, that's pretty nifty. Alright, I'm going to shoot that nearest top one.
If you hold your mouse thing over it, it'll ping. Yeah, okay. You're sort of shooting around the corner. He has probably a cover of 1 from that wall. But you do have a plus 30 to this, so you're going to probably hit him.
That's the time to take him out.
Yeah.
Alright.
Make your roll. Alright, so your effective weapon skill is 65. Did you aim?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you definitely hit him. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Alright.
Alright, you hit him for 8 plus 2, right? Because you're using a long las?
Plus 3.
Plus 3. Okay, so you hit him for 11. He has a toughness of 2 and a cover of 1, so that's 8. So he's down to
1, whatever that does.
So you go through one of those, so he's actually at 0 wounds. So pen 1 means you go through 1 layer of armor.
Cool.
You can ignore it. Alright, so that's your turn. Angelos, you're up. You're actually around the corner. I'm going to let you go ahead, and you're actually like right next to those guys, just convenient. I'm going to actually do this. I'm like this.
Okay.
So you're actually right next to them. You can shoot the same way they can shoot. You can be in their place if you want.
Okay.
Like sort of stacked up Scooby style.
I was going to say I couldn't see in the previous position you put me in.
Yeah, I drug you to the wrong place.
That's fine. So I definitely don't want to shoot at that guy. I can only see his
I just
legs.
lost you. Try that again.
Sorry. I definitely don't want to shoot at that guy. I can only see his legs.
It doesn't matter. If you can see any part of his token, you can see him.
Okay.
You can also step out. You can kind of sneak out around the corner without as a free action, like 1 or 2 little squares.
I'm just kind of curious on the distance. That's too far for... Actually, I could charge.
That's a thing you can do.
Probably not very smart, but I could charge.
I mean, you do know that there are several guys in there. One of them is pretty badly hurt because of Gerwulf, but there are more than a few guys there, so...
I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a shot with my las pistol. Hang on, let me ping this guy in the bottom left corner.
All right.
And then I'm going to run to the other side with Gerwulf.
Fair enough. Just make your roll.
And I succeed because of the plus 30, which makes me have BS 58.
All right, so you hit him. Roll your damage.
And I get 12.
Oh, nice. All right, so he's at 0 right now, and you got a 10, so make another attack,
I get
which
a
you
12
hit handily.
with 4 degrees of success.
That doesn't matter.
I,
Go ahead and roll your damage again. Degrees of success on the weapon roll. Oh my god.
I think he's dead.
Okay, so now I get to do my favorite part. Where did you hit him on that second one?
12.
You got a 12?
Yes.
So that's 21, which I believe is the leg. No, it's the arm. The right arm. In fact, that should say 20. That's why I'm getting confused. So you hit him in the right arm with energy damage. And you blow that thing off, I'm sure. Let me find where it is. Arm. Fire consumes the target's arm, burning the flesh to a crisp, right down to the bone. The target must make an immediate toughness test or die from shock. If he survives, however, the target takes 1d10 levels of fatigue and is stunned for 1 round. The attack reduces the arm to a cloud of ash and sends the target crumpling to the ground, where they immediately die from shock, clutching their smoking stump. This guy is finito. All right, so that's your turn. Jay, you're up.
So I actually, on top of that,
I'm gonna aim and shoot at that guy.
Before
With
that,
what gun?
with the other half action,
shotgun.
I was
Okay.
moving to Gerwulf as well. I never did that part. Now I have.
With plus 30, that's... Yeah, I hit.
Yeah, so you got plus 10, plus 30, that's plus 40. What's your ballistic skill?
34.
Yeah, you... Yeah. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Do I get scatter for this? Or is
No,
that
you're
only
not
up-
at point
up
blank.
this- okay.
You got to be within 3 meters or so of the target. Okay, so you hit him for 7. He has toughness 2. That's going to be 4. All right, so you hit him. You hit him pretty solidly in the right arm. Yeah, good grief. And he sort of like reels from the attack, but he's still up and moving. That is now Cato Posteris' turn. So we've gone through. This is now at a normal turn for you. I need to roll their roll 4d10. So they're gonna go. This guy.
Well, one of them's dead, right?
Yes, I didn't. That's why I rolled 4 and not 5.
I thought there was only 4 guys to start.
No,
Nope.
there are 5.
What?
Yeah, with the move I see 4 guys still.
Only saw 4 at first, but then there's another.
Yep.
All right.
So I can make my move?
Yes. But you don't get any bonuses this time, so you're at your regular
Right.
ballistic skill. Okay, go ahead.
I'm going to do a semi-auto burst on the far one. That one.
You're talking about this one?
This one?
Yes.
All right, go
Okay.
for it.
It didn't go well.
You loose some rounds, but basically don't make a connection. Did you aim with that?
It's
you
a
technically-
full action.
Oh, it's full action. Okay. So Gerwulf, you're up.
Alright, I'm gonna finish that bitch off.
I will note we are over time. So if any of you would need to stop.
I give 0 fucks.
Okay.
Same.
All right, so which guy are you shooting at? You missed
The
anyway.
usual.
All right, did you aim with that?
Yep.
Because that weapon is accurate, you do get a plus 20, but I'm pretty sure you still miss.
Yeah.
All right, Angelos, you are up.
So I am first going to attempt to cast Unnatural Aim.
Okay.
10 plus 3. And I fail.
All right.
Horribly.
That fizzles out, and you can tell that the warp energies were there. You felt your ears tingling in the usual way, but that just sort of fizzled out, and you weren't able to control it.
All right. I am now going to take a shot at this guy right here.
Alrighty.
And
Sounds like a hit.
Yep, that I have 28, so that hits.
All right. Roll your damage. Using a las pistol?
Compact glass pistol, yes.
All right. In your main hand or offhand?
Offhand, actually.
So you didn't hit.
Poop.
Because you get a -10. So that flies wide, and that is your turn. Jay, you are up.
Gonna repeat, gonna aim and fire at that guy.
All right. You hit him handily. In the body. A nice gut shot. Roll your damage. And you blast this guy. I don't know if you ever saw that movie where the guy like cuts a hole out of the middle of the dude and he like kind of looks around for a minute confused. That's what you did to this guy. Except he didn't look confused. He looked hurt. He was not happy. And he is very dead.
Nice.
All right. So there are 2 guys remaining. Now they're going to get to make their move. 3. I'm sorry, you're right. 3. So they're going to be able to make their move. Can this guy see you? So this guy can see Angelos, and he's going to go ahead and take his las carbine and take a semi-auto burst at Gerwulf. And so he rolls. Let me pull.
What did I ever do to him?
Apparently, I mean, you just killed a couple of his buddies, so I need to look up his character sheet. 1 second.
Need to stop being a bitch about that. It's in the past.
Probably. All right, so he is going to make an attack. It's semi-auto burst. Roll 1d100. And he actually, he just saw one guy literally have a hole cut out of the middle of him, and so he's freaking out. And so he fumbles with his las carbine, and he actually drops it on the ground. And so he goes down with it. And he's on the ground with the las carbine. That gives him an extra bonus to avoiding test, like you get a -10 if you're trying to shoot him, but otherwise he doesn't do anything this round. So let me go ahead and I need to figure out a token to put on him. He's going to get a very nice web for that. And then this guy goes next, and he can see Angelos, and he saw you like try to channel something. So I think he made a guess that you might be a Psyker. So he's going to shoot at you with a semi-auto. And he also misses, but he doesn't like fumble with his gun. He actually just shoots, and it kind of hits the wall behind you. He shoots a couple rounds off.
All right.
The next guy is this guy who's around this wall, and he's pretty hurt. So what he does is, how far is he from you guys? It's 10 meters. How far can he run? He can make a charge at 9. A charge is a half action, right?
Charge is full, actually.
Oh, okay. So what he's going to do, he takes out a frag grenade from his belt, but he doesn't actually pull the pin on it. What he does instead is he runs around this corner, and as he comes around this corner to about here, he pulls the pin on the grenade. He knows he's dead. He knows his buddies are probably pretty close to dead as well. And next round, that thing's going to go off, and it's probably going to go off in the middle of you guys. So you can kind of tell that this guy doesn't really care. And the other guy that was supposed to go is actually dead. So it is now Gerwulf's turn.
Can our characters block enemy characters?
You can, yeah. I mean, you can go up and grapple him, and you make a grapple check. Which is where is it on this thing? I know it's there. I don't actually see it, but you can make a grapple. You can make a grapple.
Make grapple attack.
Yeah, and I think it's probably an agility test.
It just says see page 197.
Okay, let me pull up page 197.
And also, what if I stun him? What does that do?
If you stun him, that will stop him dead in his tracks. You guys are about 5 meters away, so you're just outside of the range of this blast right now.
All right, so death or glory.
Is that like a stunning shot?
If you, anything that says he's stunned will stun him. Oh, so one thing I have forgotten to tell you: you have fate points. At any point, you can use a fate point to re-roll a failed test, among other things. But that might be, worth knowing for the moment.
Yeah.
And if I recall correctly, we regenerate to our max fate points at the start of each session?
Yes, you have
Okay,
full
cool.
fate points every time we start.
Awesome. So I'm gonna aim and shoot.
The full details are on page 185, by the way.
Maybe I should make a move.
You can't. It's Gerwulf's turn.
Aw.
So you're going to aim and shoot at this guy. Go ahead and do that. Now, how close is he to you? Is he within? I think he's within the 5 meters. Yeah, so you don't get point blank. But you do get plus 20 because it is an accurate weapon.
All right.
And you're aiming.
And that's what aiming does, right?
Yes, for you. So on a full aim, you'd get plus 30. On a half aim, you get plus 20, but that's because your weapon is accurate.
Okay, cool. And that would be a hit then.
All right, so you hit. Roll your damage.
All right.
It's 1d10 plus 2, but you get to actually make a second attack.
Plus 3.
Plus 3, excuse me. So he's at negative 11 right now. You hit again. Let's roll your damage again. You can roll 1d10 plus 3, and it'll actually do the math for you. All right, so you do another 6. So he's at negative 15? Yeah. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do.
If you roll a 10 on the second one, can you keep chaining that?
Yes, as far as you want. So he's at negative 15. So you come around this corner and you pop him 2 shots, and the shot, because it's a long las, it's actually a little bit more powerful than your average las gun, and you manage to get 2 shots off, and it hit they hit him in the left arm. The second one was in the left arm, and the first one was in the right leg. So the first one, you hit him in the right leg, and he trips and falls right where he is. So he's on the ground. And you hit him in the left arm, which is where he was carrying the grenade. And so you hit him in the left arm, and he tosses the grenade backwards into the room. And he actually does it with some force. In fact, he tosses it 2d10 meters, or 8 meters back, straight behind him. Harmlessly into the middle of this room, except he might clip one of his guys when it goes off. So there is, I need to draw something. When it comes around to this guy's turn, who is dead, right there is a grenade. Is that not showing up?
I don't see it.
I don't see anything.
It
don't know
showed
why
up
this-
for half a second.
It is, it's right here.
Alright.
So I will. It's going to hit this guy, for a portion of the damage. So that guy's dead, and he's on the ground. And
Will
he
it
doesn't have the
hit
grenade anymore.
any
So
of us if we moved into that general area, like right?
if you
below-
move,
below that blue line.
if you move past that blue line, you're probably going to get a piece of it.
Okay.
All right. So that was Gerwulf's turn. Angelos, you're up next.
Alright, let's see here. I can do a full move for 8 meters. Charge. Charge doesn't allow me to attack in the same turn, if I remember right.
I think it does.
If it's a weapon, maybe?
If it's a weapon charge. In fact, I think you have to have a weapon to make a charge.
Okay, so if I was to charge, I can charge up to 12. So I am not in range.
If you charge into here,
I will
Oh,
also
it's not
get
gonna
hit
ping.
by... I'll
you're
also
going to get
the
a piece of
grenade.
it. Yeah.
So I don't
You're gonna get a
actually
piece
want to
of
do that. I kind of want to move to right about here. 'Cause that's
Okay.
just over 4 meters.
That's a half action. It's a
Yep.
half action. The
So-
scale on this map is a little bit off because it's a prefab map, so we're going to be a little bit fudgy about the distances.
Fair enough. And after that move, I am going to... He has a dodge buff right now, yeah?
He has a minus 10 to be hit.
Okay.
Yes, by a weapon because he's on the ground.
All right.
You get a plus 10 for a weapon.
Then I am going to take my last shot with my pistol at this guy.
All right. Roll your hit.
And I miss.
All right, so you miss. It flies wide. He sort of dives out of the way a little bit, moves over there, and it is now Jay's turn.
I'm gonna aim my shotgun and shoot my last shot at the same guy.
All right, roll your hit. You nail him.
Oh,
You
God.
nail him square in the face. Go ahead and roll your damage. Natural 1. That's pretty friggin' good. And you just plaster this guy. You hit him for... He's negative... I want to say... He's -2. So carry the 1. It's 11. -9. It's -3, I think. To round that... Oh, stupid thing. I should have done minus 11. He's he's pretty gnarly. Like, that was a solid hit. You do 5 points of critical damage. I think I did the math wrong on that, but I'm gonna give it to you. It turns out subtracting is really hard. Where did you hit him? You hit him with a 1, so you hit him in the head. Actually, he has no armor there, so he's actually at 6. He's at -6. This stupid thing is not doing what I want. And negative critical. The target's head is snapped back by the attack, leaving him staggering and trying to control mind-numbing pain. He's stunned for 1d5 rounds. It takes 2 levels of fatigue. This guy only has a toughness bonus of 2, so he's on the ground. He's out cold. He's dead. Dead or dying. So I'm going to put a little mask on him because he's out cold. And that leaves just this one guy. And he gets to go next. Now, he's not quite in range of this, I think. No, he is. So both of these guys, both the guy that just passed out and this other thing, is going to get hit by that that bomb that went off right now. So we're going to roll a 1d100, less than 35, and it scatters towards that guy, and it scatters 1d10 meters. It scatters literally under his feet. So when it goes, it hits him, and it sort of like hit a curve in the floor, and kind of bounced over underneath him. So he takes 2d10 damage. He takes 7 damage from that, and since it's right underneath him, his armor doesn't really help at all. And so he takes the full 7 damage, putting him at 2 damage. And so it's his turn, so he's going to move as a... Well, he might not move. I think he's just going to shoot at Angelos. So he's going to go ahead and aim and shoot at Angelos. 1d100 minus 45. And it flies wide and sort of hits the wall right next to you, but doesn't hit you at all. And that's his turn. This guy is out cold. And this guy is dead. So it's Cato Posteris' turn.
So I have to move to see the other guy because everyone I can see is dead.
Yep. So you can come around that corner. You can move about 4 meters or so on this map for a half action.
I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
I'm not sure. That was like 4 moves. Arrows.
Where you were, if you put it roughly in the center of you, you can move right up next to Angelos, maybe a little bit ahead of him. Yeah, that's about right. But so you can use that little ruler tool. It looks kind of like a comb or a ruler. You put it right on the middle of you and measure stuff.
What is the status of this guy?
He is hurt. He's actually not down anymore, so you need to take that off. But he's hurt but not dead. He's on his feet.
Okay, I will use my last half action to take a shot at him.
All right, roll your attack. And you nail him. You nail him right in the face. Roll your damage. All right, so you hit him in the head for 8 damage. Energy. So, I don't know if you know how a las weapon works. It's basically like a glorified flashlight, except that the flashlight part is a superheated beam of energy. And when you hit him in the face, it nails him right in the center of his face. And I'm trying to stall to look up the table, and I'm not doing a very good job because I thought I had found the table, but I didn't. So energy effects head. The attack cooks the target's face, melting his features and damaging his eyes. The target is blinded for the next 1d10 hours and permanently reduces his fellowship characteristic by 1d10 points. The target also takes 1d10 levels of fatigue. That is, no matter what he takes, he's going down. So this guy is on the floor, his clutching his face as it melts off, and he just dies. He gives up and dies. So these guys are all dead now. You're welcome to search them for loot. And we're back in sort of narrative time, so don't...
Reload time.
Yeah, you all reload and so on.
Okay. I'm going to go and search this guy here where I just melted his
if you
arm
guys
off.
want to search these guys for loot, we're kind of just going to do the loot all at once. And you can all distribute it amongst yourselves. You find 6 grenades on these guys, so they had quite a few. And you also find a couple of las pistols, like 2 of them, and you find like a couple flak helmets that'll give you they're kind of battered, so they'll only give you 1 protection to your head.
I propose we give Gabriel the flak helmet since he's melee.
Yep.
There are
Should
like
have one
2
of
of them.
them, yeah.
There are 2, so you can have. There are 2 flak helmets floating around.
I already have one, so
I propose I take the other since I sneak up.
And who was Gabriel? You said Gabriel. Who did you mean?
Oh, sorry, Angelos.
Sure. I will take that, and can I also take a las pistol and a grenade?
You can take a las pistol. I don't know why you would, because I think you have one.
I have a compact las pistol. Is there a difference?
Okay. Not really.
One's compact.
Clip size. Clip size. That's about it.
Ah,
For our purposes, they're basically fluff.
fair enough. I will ignore that then. I'll take the helmet and at least 1 grenade, please.
yeah, I'll take a grenade.
What was
Who's
the
gonna
helmet
carry the
type?
extra grenades? Alright, so we each take a grenade.
I'll take
You
one.
can
left.
you can all take about 3 or 4 of them. They're pretty small, and you have plenty of space on like your belt or whatever for.
I say at least Core, or not Core. Actually, Cato and Core should probably take at least 2. Cato since he's the tech priest, and Core just for simplicity purposes. Actually,
Simple.
yeah.
Well, so you want people with good ballistic skill, right? Because they're the ones that are gonna be able to throw them effectively. So
And strength.
yes.
I don't know if that affects it or not, but
It does. So the way that I'm ruling it right now, because I don't want to look it up, I'll look it up afterward. It's 3 times your strength bonus or 3 times your agility bonus, whichever is further.
okay.
Okay, so I
So
think
I'll take 2 grenades then?
yeah, I think it would be prudent that I have at least only 1. I don't have a great ballistic skill.
I got pretty good ballistic skill. I'll take a helmet and 2 grenades.
All right, so you can add a helmet and 2 grenades to your inventory. It sounds like Cato's getting 2 grenades. Are you getting a helmet as well, or?
Nah, someone else took it.
Okay.
I think I took the other battered helm. It was a
Angelo
battered
and
helm,
Core
yeah?
took the helmets.
It was
So-
a battered helmet, yeah?
Yes, it's a battered flak helmet, and it's 1 armor point for that.
Alright.
And then the other 2 grenades are split between Jay and Angelos.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So go ahead and update your character sheets. You will probably use some of them before we're done. Do you want to stop? Like I said, I don't know what time constraints there are. We said 7 to 10, but
I don't
I'm leaning
have
towards
any.
yes, because I have to get up tomorrow.
okay. So if you want to stop here, that's fine. We can pick up the rest of this outpost the next time. Now, as far as time, Core is obviously on the West Coast. That's why he showed up kind of late. We might need to find a new time. I know that we filled out that form. There's a few other times. Is anybody opposed to a Saturday time?
Not me.
Same.
Nope. Say 2 to 5.
I need to
I think
look.
is the one we. Okay.
That form
Um,
is also still up, so you should be able to update or add any times, what have you, to that what's there currently. And we can also adjust those times on that poll.
I mean, it would be good. Sometimes I do stuff on Saturday and sometimes I don't. It's hard to judge.
Okay, so basically we need to make it a West Coast friendly time. 7 o'clock puts it at 4 o'clock. Core, do you usually get home at 6 your time?
5:30 or 6,
5:30,
depending on
okay.
how the day goes.
So for us, that
5:30
puts,
is being very, very conservative.
So for East Coast, that's 9 o'clock in the evening. So chances are we're either going to run late. Fridays are not an option for me, so that would be normally when I would suggest it. Saturdays and Sundays are good for me, pretty much any time. And like Tim said, the doodle is still up, so we can work that out. For now, I mean, we can also have it so that Gerwulf comes along, and I'll just play his character until he shows up.
I would like it if we were all here all the time.
Yeah, until we figure it out, though. I think we'll be able to figure it out before the next one. So let's go ahead and we'll stop here. I'll leave this up, but we need to do XP.
Yes.
So let me explain how XP is going to work, because it is pretty interesting. They don't really give you strong rules for how XP works in Dark Heresy, so you kind of get to make them up, which is pretty fun for me. I have to open another book here. 1 second. So the first thing is you're all going to get 100 XP just for showing up. So you can all mark that on the bottom of your character sheets. There should be a like an XP section.
XP to spend.
Yes, and so you can go down there and click in add, and it'll give you a little ledger that you can keep. And you can, you put it in the XP to spend, and then as you spend XP, you can keep a ledger of it if you want. I recommend you do because it's useful to keep handy. I'm trying to get to my book, and I'm really bad at stalling. I'm just not good at it. I'm trying to get to this stupid Fornheim thing. So the next thing, there are a few different ways we can earn XP. The first way we can earn XP is just that static amount. The second way you earn XP is based on answering the following questions. So the first question is, did we meet a new contact or confidant or alter ego? I.e., did we find someone new that is going to be an ally for us? If everybody says yes, I think we did, and can name someone, then you all get 50 XP.
I would say we did because Gerwulf was not originally a member of our party.
He actually was. He was there the whole time.
What about Stannis, though?
You just didn't know it.
We have him.
I would say you met Stannis.
Yeah. And we have him on comms. We can talk to him now. And we kind of bailed him out of getting his ass kicked.
Agreed.
Yeah.
He kind of owes us.
I think that's true. So you can all mark down another 50 XP. So the next thing, did we discover an important clue into our investigations? So did you?
We got that slime. I don't know if
get that
important.
slime.
I don't know if that's a clue though.
Well, so it's a clue. You don't know if it's an important clue. So you got some slime. Let's go with no on that one.
All right.
So the last one is, did we eliminate a threat to the Imperium?
Yes.
We killed a bunch of
Yep.
shitty guards and that fucking asshole tiger.
Yeah.
So
Traitor guardsmen.
So the traitor guards they're mooks. They don't really count as threats. They're just sort of like, little guys. And the animal, though a Xeno, is probably not a threat to the Imperium. However, you did kill a leader.
Yes,
of the
Roth
traitor guard.
Quintus. We did kill him.
You lopped his head clean off, didn't you, Gerwulf?
Yep.
So, I think you can mark down 50 XP for that. So the other two ways you can earn XP, there's a thing that you're going to get in a moment called bonds. And I'm going to give you 2 or 3 of them, and you can look through and pick a couple. You can pick all of them. You can pick one of them. You have to pick one of them, but you can. I'm going to give you like 3 each, and you can think about it and how you want to set it up. Then pick them. And the way that a bond works is it's a relationship between you and another character. So it'll read something like, Angelos is a liability more than an asset, and I don't trust him. And so the way that a bond resolves is when that statement is no longer accurate, your character no longer believes that, then the bond is resolved and you get 50 XP. Uh,
Does this mean I have to join AA?
so maybe if someone says, I think that Jay Kwellin is more of a liability than an asset, then until you reform, maybe because they think you're drunk all the time and that's how that is, then until you reform, you're not going to be able to resolve that bond, and you won't get the XP. Now you both get the XP. So if I have a bond with Angelos, and I resolve it, he gets 50 XP and I get 50 XP. So the last thing is I'm going to give you guys fortunes. I'm going to do that now. And the way this works, I'm pulling this out of a book called Vornheim, which, if you're into this sort of thing, is well worth the read. So we're going to start with Angelos, because he's alphabetically first. And your fortune is the following. You will be separated from a companion and be reunited by a malfunctioning device. So put that in your other notes section. These are obviously very vague. If at some point during the campaign you can make a good case that you have succeeded in fulfilling that fortune, you get plus 200 XP on the spot to spend. You can spend it after a fight, so if you get it in the middle of a fight, you get it after the fight's over, but you can spend it right there and then.
Okay. So just to make sure...
So that's the fortune for Angelos. You're each going to get a different one.
Could you repeat that so I can type
So the next
in?
one is for Cato. Actually, I can't believe I rolled a 16. I was looking at this one earlier. A child will deliver a message to you, Cato.
And could you actually repeat?
So you can write that in your other notes section. For Gerwulf is next.
Okay.
Yours is an avalanche will ruin your evening.
Good thing we're by snow.
I mean,
it could be an avalanche of boxes or something else. You never know.
Sounds
and for Butch, aka Jay Kwellin, you will narrowly escape death by water.
And would you mind actually repeating mine? I kind of missed some of it.
Yours was number 74. Yours was quite long. You will be separated from a companion and be reunited by a malfunctioning device.
So one of the XP things I can spend on is light sleeper. You think I should take it?
So the other thing is if you do something awesome, I reserve the right to give you 25 XP on the spot. Sort of like the fortune, you get it right then and there. You can spend it after the next combat is over. So that's the first session. I'm going to give you guys bonds. I have them on your character sheet, so I'm just going to put them in your section of the character sheet, and then you can fill them out. Let me go ahead and do that now.
So we all have 100 XP to spend. Is that correct?
You all have 100 plus the 2 questions you answered yes, so that's another 100. So you should have 200 to spend.
Yes.
2 questions we answered yes.
Yeah, so
right, okay.
Those 2 questions. And this is in a handout, by the way, called XP and Economy. You can read through it. It explains the rules.
What was the original 100 for?
That's just a flat 100 XP you get per session.
So do we rank up on our things just based on how much XP we spend? Is that how that works? Okay.
Yes. So you should all have ranked up, I think, with that. It's set up so that the first time you play, you basically get a rank up. And I believe, so you're not going to be a sell steal anymore. You're going to be whatever. I don't have it handy, but let me go ahead and get you your bonds.
I actually never bought armor and stuff.
Whoops.
That wasn't part of your starting gear?
Body glove. It's black.
All right, so for Angelos, we're going to do these 3. So Angelos, or Tim, I'm just going to... It's weird because sometimes I want to refer to you as your name, and sometimes I want to refer to you as your character. I'm going to put these in your character sheet under bio and info. Your 3 bonds that you can pick any of them, all of them, but at least one. This is not my first adventure with somebody. Somebody does not trust me, and for good reason. And somebody has no respect for the warp, so I have no respect for them.
Fantastic.
Cato is going to get a few. Once I open it. Oh, I already had it open. Look at that. Yours are... someone has insulted the Omnissiah, I will teach them the error of their ways. I'm going to put this at the top of your bio as well. They're not there quite yet. Someone withholds tech secrets. I know it. And I have uttered the sacred rites for someone, and he now owes the Omnissiah his due. I will collect it. So those are your 3 bonds, Cato.
Did you add those, or should I?
You can choose any or all of them, but at least one, and you can fill in the person that it belongs to. So they're on your character sheet right now. I added them. Is that what you were asking?
Okay. Yes.
Let's see. I'm going to give you. So this is for Gerwulf next. You have Blank does not understand life in the Imperium. I will teach them. Blank has trusted me. Blank has trusted me with a secret. I added that last night, by the way, because I wanted to make that joke. And I worry about the ability of Blank to survive on Bertellus.
What was the middle one again?
I added them to your character sheet, but I believe it was Blank has trusted me with a secret. And then the last one, I actually need to make more for you, Gerwulf, because I only have like one more. So let's see. I actually have the most for Butch, because I basically made them all based on quotes from Tombstone. I think I'm going to go with this one. So the first one for Butch is, ran my mouth off at blank. That's going to come back to bite me. Blank is often the butt of my jokes. And blank, son of a bitch, nobody's that lucky.
So should we fill in these blanks now?
Yeah,
or later?
You should. You can take time to think about it before the next session. You should have them figured out. We'll go over them again at the beginning of the next session, and you come up with who you think they're for. If there's something like they have incriminating details on me, you should send them those incriminating details, so that they know them and you know them, but nobody else does. And then if they come out, that's how that bond resolves. If there's a secret or anything like that, that's another situation. But yeah, so next time we meet up, we'll go over them and you can tell us who your bonds are for, how many you picked, whether all of them or none of them. If you don't like the bonds, if you think they just suck and you want different ones, I can give you different ones as well. Okay. For those interested, these are taken directly out of Dungeon World, which is an awesome system that everybody should play at least once in their life.
So I've already also spent my 200 XP. Yay.
What'd you say it was called again?
It's called Dungeon World. It's a very narrative-driven, sort of high fantasy system, and it's not very rules focused. It's a very simple system that's mostly about storytelling rather than rules, and it's pretty neat. It's got a lot of really neat little ideas like bonds. There's also a thing called dispositions, which I don't think translate very well to 40K, but yeah, it's pretty neat. So that's it. That's XP, and we're done.
What was my middle bond? My screen froze and I wiped it.
Sure. Hang on one second. It is blank. Son of a bitch. Nobody's that lucky.
I got that one, and I ran my mouth at. What was the last one?
Blank is often the butt of my jokes.
That was it.
And that would indicate you kind of disrespect them. You don't really like them very much. Yeah, but I got like 6 or 8 more for you, especially. Because I basically just went through the wiki quote thing for Tombstone and came up with a bunch.
Awesome.
And I've already spent my 200 XP. That was so worth it.
Nice.
Yeah, I took my sleeper out of principle.
Actually, Butch, you get 25 XP for that. I should have given it to you then. You get 25 XP for staying asleep that long through the middle of a 6-foot tall, 10-foot long, 2-ton mega cat scratching the top of your car.
My liver is proud.
That was beautiful, and you can put that down. Those little events of awesome take a long time before they're useful, but man, oh my god, that was funny. I think you went like 4 rounds too, and I was figuring like, okay, I give him a plus 20. That's a 50-50 shot. He's probably going to make it. Like, no, 99, something like that. I was fully prepared to have you just like roll over and like puke in your sleep and take some wounds.
And then I finally woke up.
Yeah. All right. Let me make sure. Has it shown up for you that like the various things that I've shown? Can you like see Commander Stannis and stuff in the character section?
I still
No.
can't see the NPCs now.
Weird. Let me do this. I'm going to rejoin this player and see if that fixes it for me. I don't know if anybody's refreshed their screen.
Oh, I've done that several times throughout this entire session.
Weird. Yeah, I can't see them either, so... All right, I'll figure that out, but basically you only met Stannis. That's the only guy of import.
Sweet deal. All right. Great session,
Alrighty.
guys.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
A lot of
there we
fun.
go.
Surprisingly,
was.
no perils of the warp either. Although there is now going to be a higher chance of that. I have Psi rating 2 now.
Oh, Christ.
It was only 200 XP. It was so worth it.
Oh, my God.
Ooh, I have no idea what this is, but I want to know now.
Show to
Pierre
players.
the Insane.
So, how exactly should I go about spending my XP?
So, if you look on the list of ranks, so I believe it's on. Let me pull it up. I can
Yeah,
go through
I
this.
believe you go on the class. I think it's in chapter 2
Yeah, so
or something.
if you go to page 88 in the core rulebook, I really don't know why these things aren't showing up. It's very annoying. Can any of you see the NPCs now?
Negative.
Nope.
Nope.
I'm just going to try pulling them up
Nada.
to the characters level.
I'm going to reload and see if it pops up.
Oh, I see.
see it.
I see him outside of the
All right,
characters
all
area,
right. So I'm going to move him back to where he was.
and he's gone. I believe
What?
you're.
So I'm pretty sure that I have these guys nested a few layers deep. I think more than 3 layers, it just doesn't show.
I mean,
That sucks.
I remember you used to have an NPC directory, and that's now gone
I do.
for me.
Can
Yeah.
you see it now?
I can't see the NPC directory at all.
Weird. All right, I'll just put these in the top level directory. Can you see them now?
I can see Stannis right
Yep.
now.
All right, I'm just going to put them in the top level characters. I don't know why NPCs isn't showing. That's really weird.
What you might be able to do even is just put them in the base NPC directory and remove all your other subdirectories, perhaps.
Yeah, I tried that. You didn't see it, so they're in the character. I'll figure it out later.
Fair enough.
You know, if we mount that cat's head on top of the lumberjack, it would actually be a pussy wagon.
Yes!
Good
So,
idea.
Some ways.
one thing that you might want to write down, you're going to need to come up with some way of preserving that, because it's going to get pretty rank in a couple of days.
Well,
Can't
let's
we
just...
cauterize it with something?
I'm sure you can figure something out. It might be a tech use test, or it might be, come up with an option.
I'll just
and,
give it stims.
it'll be like animate. Actually, no. I think here's what I think. I'm gonna make up something on the fly. So I made up the lumberjack on the fly. What we'll do is this: if you can gather together half a dozen spare parts, you can make the head of that cat animatronic and mount it to the front of the lumberjack. And so when you use the vox casters that are on the lumberjack, the cat's mouth will move, and you can say things to people using the cat's mouth. But
So
you need
I-
about half a dozen spare parts to do it.
So what you're telling
got
me
one.
is we can make essentially a servo skull out of that.
Yeah,
Yes!
it's a little
We're
servo
doing
skill.
that on principle.
Fuck yes.
New subquest. New
So,
subquest. Put it in
Good
there.
idea.
Yeah, so someone should write that down too, so we don't forget it. But back to skills. So, Cato, what you can do on page 88, that's your main thing, and you can see your ranks and the XP breakdown. So right now you're a mech right. you should have at least 500 XP. You might even be, no, you probably don't have 1,000 XP yet. So
No, but we only got 200 XP from the session.
yes. So
I'd be at 200. I wouldn't have ranked
no,
up.
because you started with 400.
Ah, okay.
Right,
So
so you're
in
at
reality-
like 600 total.
Yeah, you should have total of 600.
So
Okay.
underneath, on the next page after 88, so 88 and 80, or 89 and 90, there are a couple of different tables. There's table 2-9, which is your characteristic advances. You can spend your XP to take any one of these. The first one will be a simple advance. The second one's intermediate. The third one's trained. The last one is expert. Technically, you're not supposed to take more than that. If you get to that point and want to take another one, they're super expensive. That's like 6 or 8 sessions to get to. You can take another one at the expert cost. But that's how you get a +5 to whatever skill you're taking for that cost. So for instance, if you spent 250 XP to up your weapon skill, you get +5 to weapon skill, and that's it. The other tables there, the ones that are next to the various rank names, technographer, mech wright, etc., those are skills you can take listed with their cost. So for instance, you can take as a technographer, so this is the first level, you could take common lore tech or common lore machine cult. I think you took drive ground vehicle. Those are all basic skills you can take. You can also take some of these skills again. So when you take a skill, you check it off. If you take the skill again, you check off the +10. If you take it for a third and final time, you check off the +20. And that's the modifier you get to those tests. So one thing you might want to take is tech use, and you might want to take it again as soon as you can, because those tech use skills will be very handy in maintaining a lumberjack. So you are up at the mech wright rank, so you can take anything from mech wright and down, and you can pick whatever you want and just note what you spent and keep track of that. Make sense?
Okay, yes.
And then the type is skill or talent. Skills are things you can test against. Talents are things that'll modify what you do. So for instance, Deadeye shot, you need to have ballistic skill of 30, but it'll give you some bonus to shooting, I assume. Let me look it up. A Deadeye shot. Where'd it go?
So I actually have 600 XP to spend. Is that right?
Yeah, because you probably didn't spend any originally. So yeah, you can spend all sorts of XP.
Well, so these starting traits I got, I don't remember how I got those.
So the starting traits just come for picking that class. And they're
Okay.
described on like page 26, I think. And there's like a list of starting traits, starting talents, and starting skills. And you should check off all your starting skills and enter all your starting traits and talents.
Okay. It must have been what I did.
All right. So there is one other thing that I want to make sure everybody got to look at. They're under non-combat actions, that handout, which you hopefully can see. Towards the end, there are a bunch of character-specific non-combat actions. These are all advanced skills. They all must be trained to be used, and they can only be used by one player. Angelos has already claimed coercion, and Butch, Jay has already claimed provocation. But these are things that you can take, and they're used for like inquiring with NPCs and that sort of thing, and doing other cool stuff. So, for instance, there is, well, I'll read War Story, which is for guardsmen, arbitrators, and assassins. You tell a raucous tale of previous battle or altercation, enthralling those around you, those NPCs around you, causing them to take a 1d10 penalty to perception based on checks, perception-based checks for each degree of success. On failure, roll 1d100 and add 10 for each degree of failure. If this number is more than 95, you incite the crowd to lynch you for telling what they believe to be a false war story. Combat starts immediately, and you take a -10 penalty to all weapons of ballistic success for the first round. So this is a thing you can use to like enthrall people to make it easier for someone else to sneak by, or what have you. So each one of you can go take that. If you don't like any of them, if you think they all suck, or none of them, none of the ones that are restricted to you are good, and you have a better idea, go ahead and pitch it to me. We'll work it out. But these are just sort of fun little things that we can do. So for, I think the only person who hasn't taken one is you, Core. So, and you can just add that to your list, and we'll know what to do when we get to it.
I have not taken one either.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, if you don't like any ones there, let me know. But I think Loose the Machine Spirit is pretty cool. And then there's also Firebrand Invective, which is a little bit old, but it comes with actually a second skill that sort of works in tandem with it. So, all right, I'm gonna go. It was super fun.
Same.
Indeed.
Thanks.
So
Yeah, me too. That was fun.
we'll talk about when we're moving the time to sometime between now and next week. Otherwise, we'll see you then.
See you later, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Later. Toots.
jfredett moved to AFK.